Hardest girls on 4x4s. It's a South Texas paradise. Wish I had a pair of lives. I would party sunrise to sunrise to sunrise. If the time is right, slice the limelight. Jose O'Donnell or Spallone will make you feel alright. I'm feeling alright. You're feeling alright. Pour yourself a shot of Mexico and grab a lime. Here's to that tequila and lime. Thank you, tequila. So when the time is right, slice the limelight. Jose O'Donnell or Spallone will make you feel alright. I'm feeling alright. You're feeling alright. Pour yourself a shot of Mexico and grab a lime. Here's to that tequila and lime. Thank you, tequila.
All right. We're getting this up and running. We don't have to have the live stream start soon anymore. Okay, hello YouTube. We are glad you're with us. We're going to be live on the radio here in about 3 minutes. But for everybody joining us live on YouTube, good morning. We flipped it around. We're on a different part of our Waterline studio today because we're fancy.
I'm not getting any sound, Oz.
You should be here. I have you down. Okay.
I can hear you.
Mic check, mic check.
Testing.
Mic check, mic check.
Dip.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, you already. Oh, okay.
No,
I didn't
that's
see
the
that
good
one
one.
over there.
I got one.
Mic check, mic check. Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Hello, hello.
All right. And
Hello, hello.
we'll when they're about to cue us in, we'll hear it. It may be loud when they jump in to play the commercials,
First hour is live on the radio.
and we will be up and running.
Send it to them and they do it. And I will like,
But through the magic of recording, we have news from Chris 6 on the radio. And then it was like, oh, we're magically back at 1 o'clock to 2. It's like,
All right.
so you can see how good you were.
But also having it on YouTube means that people can go back and see it anytime they want to.
Yeah, I live on YouTube. That's where I watch my news now.
That's where
Me
I
too.
don't watch,
Love this too.
I don't watch anything local. I watch all YouTube.
Me too. So you can get pretty much anything you want. Las Vegas.
I'm usually editing
No.
those.
Sky
Okay.
News are great. Australia.
And Officer Frazier, Lieutenant Frazier,
Captain.
Captain
Captain
Frazier.
Frazier.
All right.
Australian drink cleaner. What's that?
We've got Tyler Thorson, Dale Rankin, Captain Frazier, Chief Markle, Debbie Noble. My name is Jacob Oggs. And we are glad you're joining us. Let's see.
That's beautiful out here. Holy moly.
Yeah.
You're taking a picture of yourself in the fourth dimension right now.
It's very meta.
Like a mirrors, like how
I wanted to get you on the screen.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, I should have
All right.
copied the moon.
Lots of fun about electric bikes starting off.
we didn't have electric bike. We had to use the cheesy Varoom that you put on your bike, where you put a playing card and a
Oh, yeah.
clothespin on your spokes.
This News Talk KUIS weather update is brought to you by MIC Sports Network.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Today will be humid with a shower possible this morning, turning breezy later with a chance of a thunderstorm. The high
Stingray,
will
you'd
reach
have a stingray.
86. Tonight will be partly to mostly
slick,
cloudy,
too.
I had
staying warm
a
and
friend with
humid
a
with a low
horn.
of 76. Tomorrow we'll see
Oh,
some
that was-
sunshine
well, you got all
before
good.
clouds move in, along with a gusty thunderstorm. It will remain humid with breezy conditions in the afternoon. Thunderstorms could bring heavy rain, hail, and strong winds. The high will be 83. On Saturday, expect considerable cloudiness with cooler temperatures. It will be breezy in the morning, becoming less humid later on. The high for Saturday will be 76.
Congratulations. You have landed on Island Moon Live. We are here from our beautiful Waterline studio just underneath Doc's Seafood and Steaks at the base of the gorgeous JFK Causeway on a nice, kind of muggy, kind of cloudy Thursday. We've got Dale Rankin, editor-publisher of the Island Moon, Tyler Thorson. We've got Captain Frazier, Chief Markle, Debbie Noble. My name is Jacob Oggs. Welcome to Island Moon Thursday, and if you're watching on YouTube, just go to Island Moon Live, and you can watch us live or go back and watch the episode later, where we cover things going on Padre Island, Flower Bluff, Port Aransas, and the Coastal Bend as a whole. One of the things that we're going to jump right into is the ongoing battle, I guess you could call it, with e-bikes, and we've got two experts here to kind of walk us through. I know, Chief, I saw you on the news the other day at City Council. You want to kind of summarize what that visit was about?
Yeah, it was just an overview. Captain Frazier here gave an overview of the different types of e-bikes. You know, there's different classifications I think folks are getting hung up on. Some are pedal assist, which is a bicycle.
Yeah.
It has electric motor, pedal assist, a whole different classification. Use those like you use a bicycle.
Right.
There's others that have foot pegs. They look like motocross bikes without a gas engine. They have electric engines. Some of those, I saw one on YouTube the other day that had 80 horsepower. Imagine that, 300 foot-pounds of torque? 300 foot-pounds of torque. Imagine putting a 30-pound
Need
kid
a
on that.
parachute at stop signs.
Yeah, that's incredible. But we're not battling. We're not. We didn't present that as an attempt to raise your
Right.
children, right? We're just asking you to be aware, understand the differences in the law. This is complaint driven. Remember,
Yeah.
we're not reaching out into your neighborhood. This is complaint driven. We're being asked to step in and clarify for folks.
Is it what we're seeing, at least here on the island, is we're just seeing bikes with kids who probably are underage for driver's license on
For sure.
streets.
Yeah, for sure.
it
And
sounds
it's not
like-
just here. It's neighborhoods all
Yeah, I
over
was
the
gonna
city.
say.
All over
driving
the
too
city.
fast.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's happening on Ocean Drive in
those,
Yorktown.
Well, those are pocket bikes, so we can make some distinctions here.
Okay.
So we have electric bikes. That's the kids. That's the root of most of the complaints.
And those are the
They're-
ones that have
They're the ones in the neighborhoods. They just have foot pegs like a mini bike.
Okay.
Electric motors.
Okay.
They're the ones you see riding wheelies and those kind of things, at least in my neighborhood.
Right.
And then the pocket bikes are these tiny little, they look like the old Coleman pull start fat tire bikes that you
Oh,
see
yeah.
flying up and down Ocean Drive. That's a different challenge that we're addressing, not really what is causing any angst in the neighborhood. So
It's what is causing most of the trouble. Is it the electric? Is that where the complaints are coming
yeah,
from?
I wouldn't call it trouble. Yeah, it's just the complaints that we're getting is people concerned about young children on these mini bikes, these electric bikes.
Right.
You know, moving fast,
Right.
unsafe.
Well, I see they go over the speed bumps, and then they use that to get a wheelie going, and then they go for a block or two on one wheel. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the. But it sounds like after talking to you yesterday, that the impression I came with, and tell me if I'm wrong, if it has pedals, then it's a bicycle essentially under law. If it doesn't have pedals, you got to have a driver's license, right? To ride it on the
Well,
street.
Yeah, to ride it on the street. If, you know, the roadway has its rules of engagement, right?
Right.
You can bring certain types of vehicles or self-propelled implements on the roadway
Right,
with
right.
certain rules. So if it has pedals and it's a pedal assist, I have one of those. You can set 1 to 4, I think, and as you pedal, it gives you some assistance. It's
Right.
a bicycle. So,
But if
we'll
it
treat that
doesn't
as a
have
bicycle.
pedals,
Power only,
power only, if you're on the street, you have to have a driver's license. Is that right?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So if I see
Well,
it,
so there's a distinction because I think one of the ladies in the neighborhood posted yesterday, and she was right, that there's some that are less than 12 miles an hour, these little electric vehicles you buy for your kids, and
right?
I get that. That's
Right.
that's a different world. We're talking about the ones, and Tim can chime in anytime here, but we're talking about the ones that go 40, 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, I thought the rule
Yeah.
said it can't go over 28. from
That's a
what-
pedal assist.
Right.
That's a class. Is that a class 3, Tim? What is it? A
Yeah,
class
yeah,
what?
that's a class 3.
But what I've been
Yeah,
seeing is
yeah.
it's just not on the island. It's just not Ocean Drive. It's everywhere.
Sure.
I go to Oso Bay Wetlands Preserve, and there's kids a lot. They'll be on those motocross ones, which you're not even supposed to have bikes on there, let alone motorcycles or whatever that version of that is. And they go zooming across there, and with no impunity. I mean, just go boom.
They're going to scare all the birds away.
Right. Yeah. And you tell people to hey. Keep her. You said, and we're not telling you how to raise your kids. I'm telling you, yeah. Get those little
You
SOBs
tell
off the
them.
road.
You can tell them.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the parents'
Well,
job to tell
I
them.
was going down Aquarius about a week ago, and there was a group of them. It was a go-kart, and 3 or 4 of the carts were out in the street. So I stopped, and one of them turned around and gave me the middle finger salute. About a 10-year-old kid. I thought, well, you know,
must
get them in
have
a
read it.
gang, and there you go. You
You
know.
must have read the Island Moon.
Yeah, right. Throw it at me.
He doesn't like your stance on desal.
So, Captain, walk us through the types of bikes, because I think that's where some of the confusion is coming in.
And what are the actual rules?
And
like, what are the
yeah,
laws?
and how do they change as you go from bike to bike?
Okay, well, yeah, so to kind of reiterate what the chief said, if it's got pedals, you have that motor that can take you up to a certain speed, and then then the motor stops working. So, like, class 1 and class 2, they take you up to 20 miles an hour, and if you go past 20 miles an hour, you're just pedaling, right? But once you stop pedaling, the motor stops.
Right.
So and then the class 3 goes up to 28 miles per hour. Right,
Okay.
those are wherever you can ride a bicycle, you can ride those. I mean, the streets, the sidewalks, bike
Okay.
paths, whatever you can get. Now, the electric bikes, like the electric motocross bikes that we've been seeing,
Just foot pegs.
yeah, they just have foot pegs. Then sometimes they have like pedals on there, but those pedals don't work. Right, they're just there
they're for show.
they're there for show. You can remove them, and then you can just use the motor.
It's
Now-
to make you feel like you're on a
yeah,
bike. but
basically.
You're not really.
So those are not legal anywhere in the public. Okay, now can they be made legal? Yes, but you have to put on certain safety equipment, right? Headlamps, turn signals, tail lamps. Make sure that there's a braking system. You have to have a driver's license with the Class M endorsement, and you got to get it registered with the state.
Okay.
But these ones that these kids are driving in the neighborhoods, they're not, right? Sometimes you'll see like a little light in the front, but it's not really considered a headlamp.
Right.
Those are not legal to drive anywhere in the public,
Even on the sidewalk.
even on the sidewalk. No bike paths, no streets.
Huh.
Technically, not even in a park. You have to be on private property in order to operate those. I mean, that's what they're basically designed for, is motocross
Right.
out in the fields
the
and stuff
fields
like
and
that,
where-
And
not for the streets.
For those who are unaware, the beach is actually considered as part of the road.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
the beach
good
is
point.
considered a
Yeah.
roadway. It is
Yeah.
a public roadway.
Well, and it's the same thing with ATVs. You don't see people running ATVs around through the streets.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they just fix the brakes on it and they're testing it before they take it out. But it's extenuating circumstances. You're not seeing roving gangs of kids on ATVs for a reason.
Right.
What are you seeing most kids riding? Is it the e-bike with with pedals?
Right, yeah. So most of what we're seeing are those electric dirt bikes. That's the majority of what the kids are driving, right? And the adults and I guess the bigger kids are driving those little pocket bikes. The mini motorcycles that have the gas engines, like the chief said. Where you've got an 80 horsepower engine, or it's got a bigger CC engine,
Right.
And as far as those are concerned, anything below 50 cc's is not legal to drive anywhere, no matter what you do to it. Once you hit 50 cc's, you're going to have to do the safety requirements in order to drive it on the public roadway. Other than that, they're not allowed.
So if you got one of them that is 50 cc or bigger, and you can get turn signals and
And headlamp and tail lamp, the safety equipment that's required by law.
and you don't need a license plate for that.
you do need
need
a
it.
license
Yeah,
plate,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
You got to
Absolutely.
register with the state.
Yeah, you have to have it
It's like a
registered and
vehicle.
have to state. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you can buy those. You can go to Honda, Kawasaki, and see those pocket bikes. You see them all the time driving around in the streets.
Have you had to confiscate any bikes?
Yeah, we did just the other day some pocket bikes downtown. I personally found about 10 of them.
Really?
Yeah, and we had a conversation. Actually, they were good about it. But
Now, did they get them back?
yeah, they'll get them back. They'll get them.
They got to
what
go
if
get them
it-
from the pound.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Tim's
crew has done a good
And
job.
apologize profusely. Prove that they learned their lesson. Don't do it. Promise I won't do it again.
We try not to impact the children. We
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it. Look, I get the parents. As much as we're talking about the nuances of law,
Yeah.
this is not about the nuance. It's easily understood.
So
Right.
this is like Debbie and I were talking outside. This is like speeding.
Yeah.
Right? The speed limits. It's up to you whether you're going to obey those speed limits
Right.
or not. And
Right.
if you don't, we'll probably intervene if we catch you.
And like you pointed out outside also, you guys don't write the law.
Yeah, we don't.
You guys
we don't
didn't
write
make up the
law.
rules.
Yeah, it is what it is. They define scooters clearly. Define what a self-propelled bike is and what
Right.
a bicycle is. That's not really debatable.
You've got a great graphic in this edition of the Island Minute. This shows exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about right
we
there.
updated that. I think Port A or Aaron's Pass put out one also, but we updated ours, which is really good.
Well, it kind of reminds me. You're talking about the law. It kind of reminds me of what happened with golf carts. We made golf carts legal. Then next thing
Yeah.
you know, you started seeing off-road vehicles. They weren't really golf carts. And
Right.
and then ultimately,
And
then you had golf carts on the
legislation,
move.
legislation came in and
Yeah.
said you have to put a license plate on them, which
Placard
that's
and
still
all
in
those
place.
things,
And those license plates are the small ones. I think you have to get them in Port Aransas out here.
At the county, yeah.
And they're good until you trade off the vehicle.
Correct.
And so we're kind of seeing the same thing here, where we had
Yeah.
electric bikes have come, and maybe the law in Austin needs to catch up.
So and folks need to catch up. Parents, we just want parents to be aware. Again, we're not going to be in your neighborhoods or in your living rooms. You're buying. I think at Christmas, like Tim said yesterday,
Yeah.
or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Every parent brought their child one of these e-bikes, and here we see them all
So
over the place.
has there been? Everybody's talking about okay, well, yeah, that's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, right?
Right,
Have
till someone
have we
loses an
had
eye.
There
have
you
we
go.
had an accident in Corpus of
yeah.
scale?
Yes.
Terrific.
Yeah, we've
Horrific.
we actually the last one that we had was at Carolyn Staples, and the girl was put in a coma. She almost died.
Oh my gosh.
It was a single vehicle, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. And we've had a couple that have been hit by cars. So yeah, because they're small, right? They're small,
Yeah.
and a lot of these are driven by inexperienced drivers.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
the big issue, is that they're not experienced in dealing with traffic, normal
Right.
traffic, and and they make mistakes, and unfortunately they pay for those mistakes.
They're also not insurable, I'm assuming.
No.
no, they're not.
So it's basically your medical would be covered, but anything else, accident-wise, you're going to end up in court. The difficult thing I see is, like you say, parents bought a bike for their kid for Christmas. Now they got to go take it away from them.
Yeah, and that's probably not going to happen. It's not realistic, right?
Right.
They want their kid to have fun. Like, this is not a new issue. I think
Have fun in the right place,
Right.
in the safe place.
Councilwoman Paxton on the island brought this up a year ago. We started messaging. You remember that? I think we
Yeah.
did a radio show with you, right?
We did.
About that. So,
Yeah.
South Side, I think the mayor and then Carolyn Vaughn. I mean, it's been brought up, and we've been working hard to message.
Right.
It just became a little more prolific after the holidays.
There's a lot of them out there.
Speaking of working
So-
hard on the message,
Yeah.
we're going to jump to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Island Moon Live. Everybody hold fast.
His transitions.
Hey Gardner, this is Neil Sperry with the Texas Lawn and Garden Hour on News Talk KEYS. Each Saturday morning at 11, I take your lawn and garden calls, just as I've been doing for more than 40 years. I love talking about the world's greatest hobby. That's the Texas Lawn and Garden Hour, Saturdays at 11 on News Talk.
Everybody goes out to where they used to shoot the fireworks and that stuff over
98.7 FM.
There is. I
South
can't-
of-
somebody just told me.
By the dog park?
no, south of Brett's place.
Oh.
Yes, and just in case, I know I don't have to mention this, but the mics are still hot because we're still on Island
Yeah,
Moon
like,
Live.
yeah, that
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
stand that crazy.
Hello, everybody. Yeah,
So they're so
exactly.
basically they're creating one off the grid.
There's some. They go over there a lot to the Oso, around Oso Creek, around the south side. They'll pop into those areas where you can just,
But they're
whatever.
not supposed to be in their land down there in Clayburg.
No,
That land is
Yeah.
that's nature preserve supposedly. That's where the shooting range was.
yes.
So long term, we'll get to this when we get back on the air, but long term, it's education, I guess.
Education, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, we're not, there's no way we can go and take everybody's e-bike, would we want to?
Yeah.
I mean, that,
It's like the dad saying, like, "Well, I had a BB gun when I was 8." You know, it's like, yeah, well, you didn't shoot your eye out, did you?
No, it doesn't
I had
really
an
happy either.
I had an e-bike when I was 6. It had 50 horsepower. You know, it's like, I get what they're doing, but these kids are like he said, they flipped them off. There's a lot of them. They're just hooligans, and I'm going, and it's not just because maybe we got old.
Did you just kids these days?
Yeah, the kids these days, yeah.
Well, somebody
Turn down the music; it's too loud. I
get out of my yard and don't touch my stuff.
The part of Jim Lago is being played by all of us today.
And
Get off my lawn, kid.
Somebody said, they're traveling in gangs, and you can't arrest somebody for being in a gang. You gotta wait till they do something gangy.
There's guys wearing
Something
colors
wrong.
on
There's
those,
gangs, and then there's like a
on
group
those,
of
what do you
friends.
call it, those scooters, those handicap scooters, yeah.
Scooters first came here downtown, and it was a whole hoopla of who was allowed to ride what where.
They've outlawed those in downtown San Antonio.
They should, because I mean that's a
I
hip.
still see them downtown. I see people use
There
them.
are
all
very
over the
few
place.
of them, and you can't
The Stash Dash is back for the 14th
take them in.
year. Cover the streets along the
You can't
Bayfront on
take
June
them in
20th and help raise funds for Bikes
the
for
Pearl
Kids.
or any of those
This is an all-ages
places.
event
Well, it used to be
presented
when you
by
walked down the
Bikes
street
for
in San
Kids. For
Antonio,
information or
they'd walk in a
register, go
straight
to
line. You want to walk in, you had to look over your shoulder because go by you.
You have to do that on our beaches.
it looks like they enjoy them downtown here.
You don't see nearly as many of them. They limit it.
There's a place I know where the warm winds blow. It's a party in the Gulf of Mexico. The weekend comes, your friends all cow with the dressed Dos Equis in a fireball. TGIF, TGIP, it don't make no difference. It's the same to me.
And it's a party here at the Waterlar,
We haven't
our
had a
Waterline
flyby yet.
studio. Yes, we had a flyby last week, which was pretty impressive. My name is
That
Jacob
was.
Oggs, Debbie Noble, Captain Fraser, Chief Markle, Dale Rankin, and Tyler Thorson. We are catching up with our esteemed officer buddies on educating the public as to what is and isn't safe or legal with e-bikes.
The swarm of e-bikes.
Hey, where can people go if they want to read something? They want to really read it. Parents to look for themselves. Where's a good resource? On your website somewhere?
Yeah, we're putting a lot out right now. We're going to oversaturate. I'm sure some people will take offense, but we put some material out yesterday. I think it already has about
Yes.
25,000
Oh, nice.
reviews.
All right, good.
Not all positive, of course, but
Well,
that's okay.
yeah.
As long as it's out there, we're going to continue to do that.
And you've
Yeah.
got the summer season coming up.
That's
Kids are going to
exactly
be out
yeah,
of
school's
school.
That
gonna
is
be out.
exactly
When
what
is-
we were waiting
when is
for
school
this
out?
stuff. In May sometime.
It's soon,
So
and,
early.
and when
Oh,
that
gosh,
happens,
yeah.
you're going to start seeing them.
College
more and more.
finals are usually around Cinco de Mayo.
And-
That's
and-
when
That's
all
true.
the-
and-
My daughter just
Yeah.
said she had
and-
her last class today, I think.
And ultimately, you have the authority, if it comes to it, you can write tickets to parents, can
We
you
can.
not?
We can.
Have you done any of that so far?
I think a couple, right?
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah.
Under extreme conditions where you keep having complaints?
Yeah, we'd rather have compliance. Yeah, I mean, we'd rather.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
we?
but there are those outliers. Look up. I'll refer to this post. Letty probably was upset, but she said 95% of the kids are great kids, and she's right.
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 But we had a couple that one of our DPOs or officers took the bikes away because they were reaping havoc in the neighborhood, not on the island, in the bluff.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents right away bought 2 more bikes for them. They didn't care, right? So that's
They
the
didn't
time.
They didn't even come to the
That's
station
the time
and say,
when,
hey, we learned, can we
conversation's
please
not
have
gonna
our
work.
bikes
No.
back? We'll work with
Yeah,
you. They're
yeah.
just like, screw you, we'll just buy more.
Yep. Conversation's
Ooh,
not
there's
going
a
to work.
dolphin out there, I just want to say.
So ultimately, that's the, if you have to, that's the ultimate where this all lands, if it comes to that.
Yeah, ultimately we can impound it. We can write citations.
How do you see it playing out? What do you think's
No,
going to happen?
I think just what you said, like the Lime scooters, like the golf carts, like the UTVs.
People finally settle
We'll
into
find
it.
equilibrium where
Yeah.
people accept and figure it out, and
The
you
law.
know, it'll be
Do we
fine.
need
We'll be
to-
fine. We don't need to be all at each other's throat. This is
Do
something.
we
of the
need a
past.
place kids can go? Do we need motocross areas?
We always need that. I think you can never have enough of that.
Yeah.
You know, personally.
Right off we have a plan on the island. Ultimately, our transportation plan. It's been in the works for a while to
Yeah.
connect everything with sidewalks, and that's what those
Yeah.
are for. They're cart paths and pedestrian paths.
Was
We ever
there-
get to that?
Was there
then-
something going in at the new Commodore Park?
No.
No, it's just
Not
walking
that.
path on the outside.
Walking
Okay.
path.
Because
So-
I know that Lori Ling out here on the island, who's an amazing drone photographer. No offense, Jacob.
Oh,
Who's
she's
also an
good.
amazing drone photographer.
good, yeah.
But I know her kids are really.
I like her stuff. She's great. Yeah.
Unlike dogs.
Her kids
Yeah.
are really into motocross.
That's not nice.
Her kids are really into motocross, and I know she's very involved in like where kids can go to safely do that kind of thing. So
Well, I don't. As far as I know, we don't have anything like that. The streets are. You could ride them on the streets if they meet these criteria. It's just
Right,
like a
right.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look again. We don't anticipate people throwing a switch and changing behavior overnight. We just ask that they are cognizant of the law.
Right.
Watch out for their children.
Yeah.
We can't be everywhere at the same time.
It sounds like it's.
It's at the end of the day, we will find equilibrium. Parents will adjust. Children will adjust.
Well,
yeah.
You know, we hear over and over. When I was a kid, I did this, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But we could disappear all day. They don't have that option. So
No.
I feel for them.
I remember-
I feel
Yeah,
for
yeah.
young. They want their kids to go out and have fun.
Yeah, we had to
Yeah,
go with the
it's better than being on the
Yeah.
the electric Varoom thing on your post in your bike, so you sound like
Yeah.
you had a fake motorcycle.
yeah.
Or we put the playing card with
yeah.
the clothespin
Playing
in
card.
this
Click, click,
spot.
click, click,
in
Yeah,
the-
yeah. I remember how much havoc I was able to wreak with just a 20-inch BMX when I was little. I can't even imagine
Truck.
750 watts. You know what I mean? That would've- yeah.
Well, to what I see just on the island is I see them out in traffic patterns. They're driving around
They
like
do.
it's a
They do.
motorcycle.
I stopped a young man, probably 10 years old, on one in my neighborhood, riding a wheelie.
Yeah,
Probably one of the most respectful children I've spoken to. What a great kid.
yeah.
He said yes, sir, and he went back to his house. It was just,
Yeah.
it was a nice interaction.
did he know
Yeah.
that you were the police chief?
Yeah, I was in my
Okay.
unit. In my
You're in
unit.
your-
Yeah. Everybody knows
You're
where
in
the
your
police chief
yard
lives.
mowing. I don't know.
They all know where I live. Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, it's at this point, it's public education. Parents need to be aware. Look at the bike that you bought your kids. See if it's street legal or not. Is
Yeah.
the first place to start.
Yeah.
If it is not, then you're going to have to. You got a decision to make.
Yeah, does the pedals, is it a bicycle or is it an e-bike? There's a difference. Or is it a scooter? There's a difference.
Is it? So we mentioned. I heard Yorktown. I heard London. They've been having some trouble.
Flower Bluff neighborhood.
Flower Bluff, yeah.
I'm sure.
Kings Crossing neighborhood, the lakes. That's everywhere.
Pretty much
Everywhere
covers
where there's
everything.
kids, yeah.
So where do you get these complaints that you're hearing about?
They come in through directly to me, directly to Tim, through 911, you name it. Yeah. So it's.
You're not reading the comment section on Facebook.
I
right?
don't have social media. I let somebody
No,
else.
I
mess
know
with
you
that.
don't. 'cause
Probably
whenever I
for
take a
the
picture of you, I
best.
tag your
Probably
wife.
for the best.
They
Debbie
tend to-
does all my social media.
They
for me.
tend to wander over there.
Yeah.
Get on the social media. They tend to wander around.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's scary in the comment section. I tell you.
There's some brain rot that comes with that. You have to be
I
careful.
agree. Yeah.
I have to pay attention to that because I do the social media for Barefoot Mardi Gras and myself. So I have to read the comments.
But
Yeah.
but to reiterate, if you would, Captain, go through again for people that are joining us. So you start with the pedal bike and explain
Okay.
to us what we got.
Yeah, so They're classified in 3 different classes: class 1, 2, and 3. Those are ones that have pedals that have
That
a motor,
function.
right? And so that the motor will stop working at a certain speed, right? So
Okay.
class 1 and 2, they'll stop working at 20.
And 28.
Class 3 is 28. If you stop pedaling, the motor stops pedaling or stops
running.
working.
It's like an old moped.
Right, yeah.
And those are all okay.
Those are legal, right?
Those are
Those
legal
can be, you
for
can
any
ride
age.
the, right.
Any age, anywhere.
you want to go.
Okay.
So, like the bike paths, sidewalks, and the roadway, it's fine. As long as you're riding it like a bike and obeying the rules of the road.
Right.
Okay, now, if you have a bike that's got pedals that don't function, or, they're basically foot pegs or they're there for decoration.
Right.
And you've got an
Then
electric
you've
motor.
crossed a line.
Now you've crossed the line, correct? Yeah. Now you've gotten into the illegal part of it, unless you do some, like I said before,
Unless
some
you
safety.
have licenses.
Right,
and-
license
and
plate.
it's registered with the state.
Right, and
it
you have
has
the correct,
lights,
right,
lights.
the correct safety equipment on there.
But you can't do that, even if it's legal. You can't ride it on the street without a driver's license.
Correct.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So you have to be at least a minimum of 15, right? Because 15 is when you can get your driver's license with a motorcycle endorsement. So you have to be at least a minimum of
It
15.
sounds like that's kind of where the rub is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
it's the licensing of the drivers.
Well, the rub is I buy my kid a nice toy and I want him to use it when we get out of the house. That's the rub. It's not.
Yeah.
Again, there's.
Yeah, they're not trying to
and
break the
We're
rules.
talking
They want
about
your-
the nuances.
And golf
but
carts
It's
are
not the issue.
No, you can't ride those on the street.
Now, golf carts are totally illegal. Yeah. Those are
I'm
not.
starting
those
to
aren't
see it
legal.
those.
Except Planned neighborhoods, you got to make sure.
Well,
Yeah.
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 But again, that's another issue with the kids driving.
The
them.
golf carts,
Yeah,
yes. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I thought you
Yeah.
said go karts. Yeah, golf carts
yeah,
you can
I
ride,
did.
and then
You need a
yeah.
driver's
As long as they're
license.
licensed and
Go karts, because that's what
Registered.
I've been seeing out here.
Go-karts?
Part of the- Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I
Oh,
haven't,
yeah.
I haven't had any go kart.
I've seen there's 2 or 3 of them up. I live right off Aquarius. We don't have sidewalks, and
Yeah.
it's the connection between north and south side of the island. So there's a lot. It's highly trafficked, and there's just a painted line on the side of the street.
Yeah.
There's no sidewalk, and so I've been seeing golf carts. I've been seeing the bikes in Aquarius Park. They're around on a regular basis. But-
One thing I heard in council was a couple people say about destructive behavior, tearing up
Yeah.
property. I have not found any reports of that. So and there's maybe
That's a
little,
whole
maybe,
different
maybe there's a
issue.
little
That's
embellishment
a whole
going
nother.
on
That's a
or
whole
something.
nother
So
issue. Obviously, destroying public property is a bad thing.
of course, yeah, we just want people to
make
be,
sure we're clear on that.
Yeah, well, let's not go too far. Let's understand that this is
Yeah.
parents wanting their kids to have a good time, but we
Yeah.
want them to stay within the bounds of the law, and most importantly, stay safe.
Yes.
Right.
Don't
And mostly
don't
they
get-
are.
don't-
Was what I'm
yeah,
hearing. Mostly
yeah,
they
most
are.
are. Most are.
Are you planning any sort of public outreach, any public gatherings?
So
or
we're going to work through our nows, our neighbors on watch, because we
Okay.
have dozens of communities around. That's a good avenue into neighborhoods. We're going to social media. We have about 120,000 people we reach through our social media platforms.
That's a
Of
good
course,
way to do
news,
it.
and of course you, Dale. I appreciate it. I called Dale yesterday, and he was about to pick up the phone to call me. So
I was
good.
because I knew.
Yeah, that
because
works-
I
which
wasn't
works out.
clear on-
We're going
I
to take
listened to
a quick commercial break. We're going to jump right back. Everybody, hold fast.
I listened to the council.
News Talk KEYS presents the Veterans Radio Roundtable, a show for veterans by veterans. Each Saturday morning, Dodson Lewis and his guests will discuss and inform you on the issues that our local veterans face. Plus, provide valuable information that
It seems
veterans
obvious
and their
to you
dependents
guys.
need. The
Well, it
Veterans
seems
it might
like
not
at
to
the,
people who've never looked at this
point of
Cost
distribution at
research,
the
Saturday
places where
morning
they're
at 8
selling
on
them.
News Talk KEYS.
But
That's
they
true.
kind of have a disincentive.
click on Amazon and have it sent to your house. It's pretty
Business
cheap.
deserves
Yeah.
better than standard accounting
It's
and
really
tax
cheap.
preparation.
I mean,
They
now it'd
don't-
be
they
cheaper to
don't
buy
cost
an old Yamaha 250 and just fix that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I'd love
you're-
to have a beach bike.
VAPC. They specialize
Yeah.
in
Nick
tax
had one for a long time.
Yeah, he had the rod holders and everything on
Electric
it.
assist or what? Just
Well, probably more like what I was just talking about, like an old, maybe what, a 250.
Yeah.
Yamaha
Oh,
racing
okay.
hobby tires or something. Make it street legal before I
business
can
owners
take
like
it
you
down the beach.
deserve better.
You can buy those pretty cheap. They make Yamaha made a nice Enduro. Remember
Yeah.
250?
Yeah.
Set up nice and high. It had all the
That's about
LP
right.
bracket, turn signals, headlight. had everything you need to be registered.
Yeah. How many golf carts we have registered? You guys keep track?
No, we don't.
Because they don't register with the state.
I bet you could
No,
find
they
through the
register with the
state
county.
pretty easily.
They register with the county.
Have you talked to Todd or anybody at the state level? Are they looking at
For golf carts?
for
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure
We've
that-
had conversations. They just need to catch up. It's like,
Exactly.
it's a disruptive technology. It always
Ahead of
outpaces
just
legislation.
like
Sure.
privacy and
Yeah, it's
drones.
the same old cycle.
They have this
Catch up with the
wood-fired
technology,
quick oven,
the new stuff.
high-quality ingredients. Simple
I keep thinking,
execution.
Whitecap's going to have their cart pass in for too long. You're going to be able to get to
Yeah.
the Don Patricio. You're just going to be able to get to the beach or getting on the
I
street.
can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, you can cross the major thoroughways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cross it.
I can see.
I hope that traffic engineering puts some substantial lighting to cross that. Though. I mean, not just
Oh, yeah.
We've had
yeah, because
golf
that's,
carts. We had
We've had a few.
every now and then I'll see one going down SPID, and I give them the horn as I go by.
Don't do that.
See you at the morgue, buddy. Because I mean,
I hope not.
That's not good.
Right? Yeah.
And you know
No, I
they
don't.
should. I don't wonder why they don't put geo sensors on those things when they lease them, so they won't go down the main roads. It seems like they could do that.
Everything's so automated, so computerized.
They do that. They
Yeah.
do that at the golf course at the NAS with the
With the
golf
cars?
carts.
Oh, they tell
if
you,
they're-
like, you're not supposed-
No,
don't
no.
drive
This
here.
says thing, and your golf cart will stop if you're too close to where
Oh,
they. Yeah,
it won't even
it'll,
let
yeah,
you.
No,
So there's no
geofence.
driving on the green, huh?
There's a golf
You know what?
cart
I'm
place
sorry.
in Fort A that did that.
yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
If you tried it, they would let you go across 361 at the right. If you tried to turn right, it wouldn't go.
It wouldn't go.
I guess I haven't played in a while because I went on the base the other day and somebody was walking and their golf cart was following him.
Yeah,
They have the automated ones. Have you seen it?
Oh
Those
my
are
God.
cool.
You,
That's
you
the
wear
ultimate,
you
like-
wear a wristband and it's a little.
Auto-
It just follows you like a dog.
It's self-driving.
Self-propelled,
huh?
What happened when you had to hump your own stuff? I mean, that's the part of
That's
being
great.
a
I
golfer.
was telling
I know.
Debbie, I said,
I
look at
like
that.
to walk, but I don't like to carry the
Well, you don't have to
No,
now.
I
You can
like
walk
the
and
cart.
they'll just.
I like
they'll
the
just
cart.
The
they'll
pull
just
cart
come
looks so
by.
goofy though. It's like a little tripod. You look like Havertys.
Also, I just get rid of all the
News
auto-
Talk KEYS.
That's right. You have landed on Island Moon Live. That was a little Billy Snipes playing us back in from the break. We've got Captain Frazier and Chief Markle joining us today. We've been catching everybody up to speed on just informing them on the current conditions and laws and rules with e-bikes. But gentlemen, while we have you here, I want to kind of touch base on the summer season and see kind of what you guys are doing as far as getting ready for larger crowds. And I know something that, just to kind of to lay this up for you, something that Greg Smith mentioned last year was the fact that, you know, we always have elevated numbers around 4th of July. But just because of the way things have been, people realize, okay, it's going to be packed on the 4th of July, so they would come every other weekend. We had consecutive weekends that were all as busy as the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I think Beach to Bay is in 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2
16.
weeks.
2 weeks, and it's coming up. So, I mean,
Yeah, it's-
we're going to have a pretty stacked summer. Well,
right
what are
into
you
the
guys doing
season.
to kind of get ready for all that?
Well, yeah. So, of course, Memorial Day will be coming up right after Beach to Bay, right? So we are definitely going to ramp up enforcement on the island. Just kind of like what we do for spring break, more officers. And that was something that we last year we were looking at to make sure that this summer we do have more officers, because we did see those increased numbers on the weekends.
Yeah.
And so, so we're going to be looking at putting more officers on the island to kind of watch the crowds, traffic. My traffic unit is going to be more on the island than typical because we do have the increased amount of traffic. So, and obviously with the roadways here, I mean, you only got really one.
Right.
You got
The one
361 and
major road,
22, right?
So we get the new causeway.
Yeah, so so we want to make sure that our units are out here, that way we can take care of any kind of crashes and clear up the roadways and get people going.
I'm going to put
quicker.
bicycles back in your neighborhoods for the summer, which
Good.
I like. I like
Yeah.
that. I think
Good.
the neighbors like that out here.
Will they be
course,
e-bikes?
oh,
That's the
cops onto the
question.
con-
Actually, I have a few.
Yeah, we do have
I
e-bikes.
have e-bikes.
We do have
Confiscate them and
e-bikes.
slap
Pedal
stickers
assist
on
e-bikes.
it.
Pedal assist. They're
Pedal
legal. They're
assist
legal.
e-bikes.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen one on
The legal
over on
e-bikes.
Agnes.
Yeah.
pedal assisted. Like, what's he
Yeah,
doing
you
on
have
that?
those guys downtown too. I see them all the time
yes.
down there.
I remember
love
when
that.
the
We
when
have
the,
we have a lot of bikes now. A lot of
I like that.
training as many
Bike
officers. as we can.
officers work well on the island because we got all the dead end
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
One officer can cover a lot of ground in a hurry. One question I get, do you all guys alter the street lights during like busy weekends when the traffic
It's
patterns
automated.
are all
Traffic lights.
different?
So yeah, it's automated. The only one that we actually have control over, not the police department, the city, is the one at Aquarius, and that one has what we just set it at what we call dynamic maxing, right? And so, but what happens is every cycle, if it keeps having more cars go through, it stays greener longer, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to say it's up to 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I want to say that's what the time frame is.
But the one at Commodores and Whitecap, they're on automated. They stay the
Right,
same.
yeah, they stay the same. Yeah, those are run by TxDOT. And so, yeah, we have no
okay.
control over those.
Another thing I heard come up at the council meeting the other day, you have 3 new license plate reading cameras.
Yeah, the Auto Theft Task Force has.
Auto Theft?
Yeah, so but we have them throughout the city. We have mobile ones and fixed ones. But you've had those for years on the island. Like Pins has had LPRs for years coming off the island. They're a huge benefit.
Yeah, I could see that. One of the things I've noticed in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, our number of home burglaries is way down.
Yeah.
You used to hear about stuff all the time. Now you hardly ever do. I
So
guess
why-
it's
why is that? Why do you
Ring
think that
cameras,
is?
maybe?
Well, yeah, it's technology. LPRs, technology. You can't hide in Corpus Christi any longer.
Yeah.
We're pretty saturated between drones.
people
Access.
were
We
going-
have more officers. I'll tell you, the additional officers over the years, we were able to start what's called the Violent Crime Unit. So it's one thing to respond to calls, but it's another to have enough officers to have presence and be disruptive. So
Right.
we're
Right, so it
constantly
stops you from
so we-
meeting them.
Yeah, exactly right. So
Right.
we have gang and VCU and now an IB unit that does gun trace. They're just knocking it down. Our homicides are down to half.
Really?
They went down 50% between the 24
What's the
and
cause of
25.
that, you think? Just
These units,
that?
yeah, we're disrupting the 2 a.m. parking lots, the
Right.
clubs, that turn into a shooting.
Where altercations
Right,
break
right.
out, where emotions run high.
Exactly right. So most of those are spur of the crimes.
Right.
And man, our guys and ladies that run those units
so-
are doing terrific.
another thing that I've heard recently is the fact that we're finding more kids with guns, and I don't know if that's just because it's
It's nationwide. It's,
Yeah,
it's
that's a
it's
national
huge
trend.
problem.
yeah. Is it because we're able to find just more people with guns and
Nah, it's a social. That's their status. If it's showing a gun on social media, they show what they have. That's the modern day graffiti, right? That's their status
Okay.
symbol.
Oh.
And they trade these guns out. Like I'd go to Dale. I might trade my barrel for barrel. I might trade my gun for gun. It's its own ecosystem. And we're getting we're after it. We're capturing a lot of guns and destroying a lot of guns. But it's something else. And that's not just Corpus Christi. That's nationwide.
Are you seeing
Now, there's
changes in gang activity? Is it up or down, or can
I don't want to.
you don't hear as much about it as you used to? And I don't see as much graffiti as I used to.
Well,
maybe
graffiti-
I'm not in the right neighborhoods.
Well,
I don't
graffiti
know.
and gangs could be different. Sometimes it
Yeah.
overlaps.
Yeah.
But our gangs transition. If you go back to the 90s, remember the territorial gang shootouts we used to
Yeah.
have? That's all transition. Now they're pretty much under the radar. Our gang unit is
Yeah, they're
highly
old.
intel driven. Right? So you won't see a lot of what we do. But yes, we still have gangs. We have a gang unit that's second to none. Our one of our gang guys is head of the Texas Gang Force Task Force. I mean, we
Nice,
have
for the state.
Yeah, for the state. We do very well in our intel and what we do. Matter of fact, our intel program, Gang Scope, was built for us, and it's been adopted throughout the nation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you just don't.
It's
hear
nice to
as
see
much.
us be number
And you
one in
shouldn't.
something
You,
good.
you shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
We keep it squashed, and we want you to feel safe, and we know who the players are.
well, and we've had our game warden buddies have revealed that social media has been the biggest help as far
yeah,
as
yeah.
Oh yeah, because everybody's watching
every-
everything.
yeah, well, and- yeah,
Junior game wardens.
exactly.
That's what we have.
Confession Center.
Well, I mean, it's you got to report on stuff because, like, nobody wants to see somebody with an illegally caught fish, or you see a snook
Right.
or something cut in half used for bait, or a
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. But if you've got the budget coming up again, what in the summertime?
Well, we're building it right now.
Yeah. What would be the cherry on top that you would like to have things to make your life better as chief?
Well, we're in progress of building buildings right now, and we
So
have-
that's taking up
we
all
have-
the
We have a
extra-
lot of good things happening. I would be remiss if I asked for the moon. because the city has bigger issues. We're doing very well, and we're going to.
Yeah, you're going to have to start writing tickets for what people using too much water here, Chief.
Right.
Wrong city. wrong city.
Hey, I see you running your bathtub.
I've
in there,
seen you.
mister.
Yeah,
Mowing that lawn? I don't think so.
And for all of our friends, if you're listening, if you would like to ask for the moon, you don't have to. You can just go to islandmoon.com, where issue 1150 is up right now, or you can find it given to all your newsstands on your local best places today.
I saw that David Loeb was talking about new water restriction rules, and it reminded me of Chief Markle said he used to listen to Lago in the morning with Blake and Tyler in the shower, and I'm thinking, and I said, well, you maybe have to
Serving that water, yeah.
loofing your partner, loofing your back, so
I think
you
that
can
was the
save
first
water.
thing that shut Lago up, because he was stupefied when I said that. I said, we take a shower every morning, Jim.
No, but my dad used to do that, and when there was no water, he did the Navy shower. You get wet and soap yourself up, and then you
And then you turn the water
rinse
back
it off.
on. Yeah. Yeah, we're all gonna have to start doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Weren't they talking at City Council the other day about showering with your partner to conserve water? So
Well, it's all down. They're down in the weeds now. The devil's is in the details, man.
Yeah.
How many gallons and all of that. We'll get
Bob-
into that
Bob can talk to you
next
all
hour.
about
But
that,
that's going to be a whole can of worms when you get into that. Are we seeing any crime patterns on the island that are any different in the last few years?
Your island is pretty safe. I know what happens is important to everybody, but you only run about 1% of the city's crime on the island. We made changes. Your island units stay on the island.
Mm-hmm.
We've doubled up the officers on certain days for the hot tax. Remember, hot tax pays for a full-time officer.
Oh, yeah.
We've
Yeah.
doubled
Right.
that up because we found some savings in there.
Right, state
New
money,
hours.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Chief Moore's done a great job with that. And Tim has brought more pressure out here as far as traffic goes. You've seen that.
Yeah.
So and you have a choke point right here in front of us. So it's
Yes,
hard.
we
it's
do.
hard to get out and
Yeah.
do something and come back.
Well, we
it's
had-
a beautiful
so-
choke point.
It is, yeah. So you've done well in education. I don't know if you remember back about 10 years ago, we had a huge issue with folks on the island leaving their garage doors open all
Oh,
night.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So
We'd act-
we've
we'd act-
started locking
Island
things up.
garage sale.
Would actually knock on doors at 2 a.m. and get yelled at. I could leave my garage door open if I want, but I think
I had one of those the other day. They're
One
like,
of
hey,
those-
because the juniper plant had, or whatever the jasmine plant had grown the vines that grow 2 feet in a day.
Yeah.
It had gone under there, and I was just like, well, it comes back and goes,
And then it goes back up.
yeah.
we had-
2 o'clock,
Yeah.
Tyler. So
No, so more people are locking their doors up.
Sure, yeah,
So
I
then
think-
there's
I
less
think we
people
have
getting their Yeti cooler stolen out of the back of their garage.
I see
or
less
truck.
and less of that.
We had-
Yeah, loading up their fishing boat with everything at night to get up in the morning and
We had
find
we
it
had a
gone, yeah.
run on the coolers and boats for
Yeah,
a while,
yeah.
but our big
Yeah, we did.
crime out here was really driven by second homes, people that weren't here, and
Oh.
and the burglars would go through. I'm going back 10, 12, 15 years now. And they would go by and identify which houses were empty, and sometimes they would come in by water. Sometimes they would just back right up to the front door in a moving van, go in and start unloading things. But a Ring camera on a phone in San Antonio
stops
solves that
that.
problem.
Yep. Technology
Yeah.
helps a lot.
And
It does, yeah.
we've gotten more. We've got retired people who are home all day. They see a car at the place next door. They call somebody. You
What
just-
are-
we-
Well, and you've
And
got
you have Alton Gazelle Ray, and you have
we have plenty of
you have people living out here
you
that's
have plenty of
incredibly
gossips.
responsive, right?
you have
Very
to watch
responsive.
out.
yeah, we've
So
got
are you guys allowed to use footage from Ring cameras?
Yeah, if
Legally?
we have permission
People-
from the owner,
Yeah.
as long as it's given to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going on
Yeah.
online and just grabbing anything. But speaking of online and Facebook and Facebook groups, my wife was a PI for a while. She said that 80% of her PI cases were screen caps off of Facebook. So if
Really?
people are around, the whole
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is if there's, and I've seen even on some of the local pages, I'm not going to name any names, but people are posting like, hey, I saw this kid or I saw this
Oh,
person
true.
walking, pulling handles in the street.
Yeah. No, you see those all the time in our groups. I did not know Lauren was a PI. That is fascinating news. I
It's
love
very.
that.
That's how they met. He was.
She's secret, yeah, exactly.
You were-
Then she
you
was my
were-
parole officer, and don't ask me how I met Chief Markle. It's, yeah,
No, but we have groups that use Gretchen Arnold on the uptown around Santa
Yeah.
Fe area.
Mm-hmm.
She has a tremendous group of folks that she's always posting. Includes PD hierarchy and
Mm-hmm.
pictures of suspicious people.
Our crew at Complete Foundation Repairs, we have to be careful because we have to walk in people's backyards.
Yeah.
Oh,
A condominium complex, and people are
yeah.
going like, "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah.
And in some, like, I don't want to bust on somebody's door and go like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
pull out a gun because they're thinking
Yeah.
you're trespassing.
Right,
So
right.
we make sure we wear our uniforms.
But
And
that's exactly what I would wear if I were.
yeah, and we're
trying
like,
to
look
break
at
in.
me. You're like,
And
I'm
gonna
squirting
pose
urethane.
as a complete foundation repair guy, and I can go anywhere.
So while we got you guys here, we're the message for on the e-bikes, parents need to be the first line of defense.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's about education.
The
about
information is out there.
We want to work with parents. We're not here to be agonists. We want to.
So we're asking
we want to work
parents
with
to
them. Yeah.
figure out what kind of bike your kid has got, where it's legal, and it may not be legal. There may not be a way to make it legal. If it's a certain type of bike and the kid's not old enough to get a driver's license, you got a decision to make.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, all right. Captain Frazier, Chief Markle, Debbie Noble, Dale Rankin, Tyler Thorson. My name is Jacob Oggs. We're going to take one last quick break, then get back to you at the top of the hour. Everybody hold fast.
News Talk KUIS brings you more news, facts, and information. And now, we're giving you even more. We've teamed up with our friends at Chris 6 News to bring you up-to-the-minute local news.
And I'm like, well, it was like we were trying to figure out how to get on the back roads.
News, weather, and stories that matter to you. Chris 6 News and news.
I just remember working out here for spring break.
of what actually happened.
Catch it exclusively on News Talk KUIS, 1440 AM and 98.7
So those turn
FM.
lanes have really
There's
just
a reason why you own a
radically
Kubota. It's because
Like
you
we
won't
had,
settle for
over
second
the years,
best. The
the
Kubota
traffic
LCD
generation
has been the
was
number
always there
one
in common
best-selling
motion,
compact tractor in the
and
U.S.
it's
for
it'll
15 years
people. There's
straight.
only that
The
one
Kubota
turn.
SPL
That's
series
kind
Used
of
to be
the
one,
issue.
now there's
When
two.
we're coming back from
Compact
4-day,
tractor
How's it going,
we
Nick?
had two turn lanes. That probably 50% of that traffic
So
was
don't be
clear
fooled by
because
other
everybody
dealers
gets in that
wanting to trade
that
for
one
your
inside lane
orange.
that you can't turn
Where you
right.
own Kubota.
They keep saying they're going to redesign that. Tech stock.
At Audio Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that
'cause they don't
wearing
wanna have to
hearing
go
aids
left
can
and then
reduce your
Well,
risk
if
of
you don't
dementia
have
Trying to
that
get in the other
driveway
lane.
coming on
1%. Join over 1 million
Yeah.
happy
you got to
customers.
gas up your
Hear the
boat. You got
difference
to make a
today.
U-turn
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
to come
left
around.
VID.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to open until they get that driveway. They bought that right away for $300,000, and they can't get a permit because it's so close to the intersection. Can't put a light in. And the planning department, developmental services, is trying to angle the sand dollar when they pave it over toward the bridge, but it's privately owned land. Get into all of that stuff. So it's probably a ways off. That probably won't happen until they replace the Tech Creek Bridge.
grown-up movie started. Usually, because one time
It's going to be
It's a ways away. Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Lon Chaney, Werewolf.
I don't know what's going to happen with our calls. We're going to have to get Todd back.
Years after that. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Who's the is it the MPO? Who's that?
MPO. Well,
Where's
when
that
they
guy?
made the presentation, they said that this route didn't work because of the traffic on the other side.
Yeah.
Now they're saying this is the route they want.
No, I know, but don't we need to get that guy out here, the MPO guy?
So, well, the federal money that came in for this thing here. How you doing?
Yeah.
Join Rockport
Yeah.
Tours on their next exciting
Let's
adventure.
get the FBI guy out.
Oh, yes.
Your family loves to brew.
Oh, yeah, what kind of person? I think whoever I knew.
Did you know
Yeah.
Rockport Tours?
Well,
First guy, he left, that was in 2000.
Fourth of July. Help fulfill all your travel
Yeah.
plans and in most
Okay.
cases,
How do we can find out who it is?
Call Rockport Tours today, 452-2012. Rockport Tours to explore with friends.
It'll be here in a blink, too.
Yes, it will be.
What, 4th of July? Oh my God, I know. And then I leave for the rest of the summer. I go to Maine. It's too
If you want to slow down your living, or if you just want to get away, there's a little strip of sand down in Texas.
That's right. Thank you, Patsy Jones. A little bit of That's My Island if anybody wants to do a little fun YouTube search later. That's a cool song here. My name is Jacob Oggs. This is Island Moon Thursday. We are broadcasting live from our Waterline Studios down here underneath Doc's Seafood and Steaks right at the base of the beautiful JFK Causeway. And wanted to mention, I walked outside, was looking at my truck earlier, and I was like, man, I think it's about time to go for that F-250 diesel. Maybe I need to trade my truck in, but I want to get the most for it. You need to go talk to Frank at Discount Motor Company. He's right there at 6601 SPID, just right between Turner's and the movie theater. He will pay you $500 more than the big box store across the street where you just, you talk to someone who has to talk to their manager, who has to talk to their manager. Go talk to Frank the Bank. He wants to buy your car. 851-2900, or you can just go to discountmotorcompany.com. You can see their active inventory. Frank wants to buy your car. I said it again. Go see Frank the Bank and tell him that Oggs and the Island Moon crew sent you. We've got Tyler Thorson, Dale Rankin, Debbie Noble, Captain Frazier, and Chief Markle with us for getting you guys to the top of the hour before we jump over to KRIS News. So is there anything, we've kind of gone over e-bikes and prepping for summer, new crime trends. Is there anything you guys need to kind of address the public with? What you got?
Just be candid and with us. Reach out to us with your concerns. We're happy to hear them and work with you.
Got a question for you on vehicles on roadways.
Okay,
this
go
is
ahead.
out of the George Jones file. So
no lawnmowers.
Okay, so you can't. So if we're on Sweet Bay and we're somebody that rhymes with J, we can't ride our lawnmower to get another White Claw at that corner store, huh? Not legally. If we went through the grass, we could do that.
I tell you what, I just saw that 2 weeks ago on Holly at Weber. There was a guy going to HEB on a John Deere tractor, and he was towing a guy in a wheelchair.
Oh my
And,
God.
I would take the guy in the wheelchair for being nuts. Yeah, well, you see the farm equipment going along, and there's somebody's going to mow the lawn. They're going real slow, and you go like, well, is it legal to pass them now, or what do I do?
Yeah.
That's so. It's just kind of a question like that happens.
Are you having any golf cart issues on the island that you hear about?
We haven't,
I don't
haven't
hear
had
about
any
it.
in
Not
months.
recent.
No, not really.
Because that's
That's
settled
kinda
down.
settled out over the
That's why I
years.
think
People
the same
figured
thing
it
will
out.
happen here. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's it, folks just be themselves and be
Right.
good parents, and we'll figure this will all get figured out.
You go to the Island Moons. We rented a diagram of what's legal and what's not. It's on the city website. It's not hard to find out.
Yeah.
It's just a question now of getting the word out and getting people to pay attention, I guess.
So are you guys ready for Buck Days downtown?
We
already had the
we're-
parade. You already had the
We're in
big
the midst
parade.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a big operation for us.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah.
And you got Art Walk this Friday night too.
We have art walk. We have a bull riding this weekend.
Yeah.
and,
How's crime downtown? Is it?
No, I think it's somebody did complain that they thought it was up, but we had a little homeless surge the last couple weeks. But but I get it because there's more people downtown with the events, right? So I think we've squashed that and worked with it. But
Do you have issues with-
violent crime? Is almost non-existent downtown. It's mostly
It's a-
complaints about loud bikes and cars,
Yeah.
those kind of things.
But it seems like it's kind of that way across the board. I guess it's back to what you were talking about earlier. It's just there's so much. There's nowhere to hide anymore.
Yeah, we've gotten to a good rhythm of disruption, whack-a-mole with the cars
Yeah.
and bikes, and communication. Like
When do you think the murder rate is down?
Why? Because of disruption. I
Just
think
getting out there.
24. I think we had 25 homicides last year. We had 13.
Wow,
So
that's a big change.
It's a huge change. Yeah, and hopefully it holds up. Our numbers are holding up.
So
to
it's
stay
the
the same
crimes
now.
of passion that you're able to get in front of. And
Well, when you have
Or crimes of
groups
convenience.
of kids
yeah,
at 2:30 a.m. and
Yeah.
and
Nothing
if you
good happens
if you
after
can
2:30
disrupt
a.m.
that, and if you can take guns off the street from people that should not have guns,
right.
then you've disrupted a lot of crime.
Well, our idea of a crime wave on the island is where it's kind of when the neighbor gets a tennis racket stolen from the back of their truck.
Or a
Where
Yeti.
it never
Don't
should have
take
been in
your
the
Yeti.
first place.
That's a good place to be. That's a
right?
good place to be.
Right. That's a first world
Or
problem.
when the beer prices go up.
Yeah.
That's robbery.
we haven't had anything I would call a crime wave since about 2008 when we had people kicking indoors. That was pretty serious business.
Oh yeah.
But that was
I do
since
remember
then. Since then, I can't recall any. Just the usual stuff I see on the beach during spring break and all of that
You know,
stuff.
that said, Dale, it doesn't matter if it's a minor crime, if it's important, make
Yeah.
sure we know about it. It's important that we know what happens. A lot of people don't report those things because
Yeah.
they think it's a waste of our time.
Well, if somebody
It's not.
sees a kid on a bike he doesn't think is illegal, you don't call 911, right? You call
2600, 886-2600.
886.
Yeah, just let us know. Just let us know what's going on, and we're going to be out here. Like Tim said, he'll bring traffic out here. We'll bring bikes out here. We'll interact with the public.
Is there a need for any change in city ordinance? We were talking about state law earlier.
Now, Councilman Hernandez brought that up. Not really. You know, golf carts, UTVs are clearly delineated in our
Those
our
are
code.
pretty much regulated by state.
All
and
of it is.
city.
All of it is just a transition from state to our local ordinance, and
We
but,
kinda-
but the laws are not that confusing.
Yeah.
They're not caught all the way up with the technology that's coming out there.
Right.
With how much power is in these little bikes.
Yeah, yeah.
But it will. In the meantime, the laws are what they are.
Well, the only reason our golf cart laws caught up was because the farmers out in West Texas wanted to drive their off-road vehicles down farm to market roads, and we were able to tag on when that went through the legislature.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just tagged on a bracket bill that said, by the way, if you're on a
OHVs, yeah,
beach,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how we got them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
After because the golf cart law, it was city ordinance, and then the off-road vehicle was state, and that's how it kind of happened by accident.
Yeah, well, state allows golf carts. They did originally in certain planned communities if they had
Yeah.
certain parameters, golf courses or beaches.
Right.
Right.
And then they added OHVs, like you said, later on. So,
Yeah.
And ordinance just adopts it.
Well, I think it'll work itself out
It
over
will.
time.
It will.
I think everybody just simmer down.
Yeah.
That's like good advice for almost everything going on, right?
And
Exactly. We've got a whole lot of everybody simmer down that we need to kind of spread around Corpus right now.
We're doing well. We're doing
Hashtag
well.
simmer down.
If we're talking about kids on electric bikes having fun, we're doing well.
Yes.
We don't want them to get hurt.
Right.
Just that's the bottom line.
Yeah. We're better to talk about that than something worse. Have you seen any drastic traffic changes downtown since the new bridge came in?
No, not really. It's actually, well, now that they've finished with the bridge, it's actually a little bit easier to get in and out at the downtown areas.
I get
for us.
lost every time.
Yeah, I do too.
The pattern is going to take some getting used to, but no,
Yeah.
I mean we actually can clear out downtown quicker after
Really?
events and stuff now.
I use
yeah.
Ocean Drive more.
What's the situation at the Hilliard Center when we were there for Earth Day, Bay Day?
Yeah.
It was a nightmare to find a place to park because there
It's
was
true,
so
'cause
much
there were
stuff
so
going
many
on.
things going
There
on,
was
yeah.
no place to
That's
park.
a good problem to have, right?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
sort of.
Well, you have decentralized parking, right? You have a half dozen or dozen individually owned parking lots around. Some charge, some don't.
Yeah, and some
So
just
it's-
don't open
it's,
up. Some of them
so
don't
you just
open.
you
so
just
it's
take
not-
an
it's not-
e-bike
and you're
down
like
there.
driving around.
No.
You're looking for a place to park, and there's an empty parking lot, and you can't use it. It's frustrating.
So it can get congestion happens.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
great to see. Like you said, it's great to have a crowd.
it's great to
problem.
have a lot of
Well, I
people
just
doing
wondered
stuff.
when I saw because now your main exit off the bridge is over toward one of them is over toward Agnes Street.
Correct.
Yes.
It used to be you could drop down right as you came off the bridge.
Right. Yeah. Now you got to get over there by Agnes and come around. So
The good thing,
Bad.
a good
All right.
thing to point out, Tyler, that you brought that up, is a lot of folks still come down 37. It is congested to get to the Hilliard Center. Remember, there's Port. You can go from Port from 37. It's
Absolutely.
a huge, brand new roadway. It's 4 lanes. It's easy in and out. You go right by the Hook Stadium, right to the downtown.
All right.
It'll land you right in the
Speaking of-
museum.
Speaking of
So-
downtown, we're going to send this back down to KRIS News. You are listening to Island Moon Live on KEYS 1440 AM and 98.7 FM. Island Moon will return from 1 to 2 on the radio, and stick with us on Island Moon Live on YouTube.
When I go downtown, I
Got dirty money, backstabbers too. Lord, it ain't funny what they will do to you. Cold-blooded business, cold-blooded business all around me. Cold-blooded business. Lord, it just won't let me be. Take a pound of flesh, the shirt off your back. Man, once it's gone, it ain't never coming back. Cold-blooded business.
Okay, and
The 2 o'clock and I'm still throwing newspapers.
And so we're gonna cut this for the second hour and for the radio in segments, but we're gonna be live the whole time on YouTube. So yeah,
Don't
watch
say
out,
anything, Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
Leave it to this spicy Italian over there getting the hot mic going.
Nick's gonna drop the
Yeah.
Just make sure it's on YouTube.
And they're side address mics, so you got to get up and eat the mic and just talk right into the logo. Yeah.
Chuck, hold up.
There we go.
Right before every
Daryl.
I turned around and took 2 reporters next to me. So I write it on my pad.
Farrell.
And I said, we're here for the trial of
Daryl Tucker.
There.
Maybe that's Ted Nugent. I'm going to the Ted Nugent concert. I may be out. I might get.
You're gonna-
Oh, it's Heavy Soul.
You're gonna bring earbuds.
I am.
Some kind of.
last time-
Too late.
Yeah.
The last time I saw him when I was in college, and my ears rang for 3 days, and I was sitting in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Louis Mandel, baby.
I like these guys.
He's my
They're amazing. Is he really? No.
Ted Mandel's
Oh,
cousin.
Ted today.
They're no relation.
He's having a gang meeting.
He's
Mandel gang.
discussing how to resell all
Give us
those
a
Yetis he
causeway
stole.
or
Right.
You're gonna get.
All right, making sure we're both connected with audios here.
You know, if something happens to him, we're all screwed.
Yeah.
He's there. I went over. They gave us their deck plants the other day, and they're getting sticker shock for houses in Denver.
Oh, are they? Oh,
that
Ted.
doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah. Louis Mandel was one of the finalists in the Best Guitar Player in Corpus Christi. The guy who's playing right now. Ultimately, Beto. Beto Ramon won.
He played at one of our Christmas things
Oh, really?
at the Brewster Street when we had Christmas Lake Show.
Okay.
Sure did. He's real good.
He plays with the Chain Links, and now he has this other
Oh
band.
yeah, I love the Chain
Chain Links are great.
Yeah.
Celeste, oh my God,
That's
those
him.
guys are
Yeah,
great. I love
he's
when they're
good.
on here. But he plays with this new band, Heavy Soul, and they're really, really good. They're all in a bunch of bands. They're all in so many bands.
Well, you're gonna make a living as a musician in this town. In
Yeah.
a country band, a jazz band.
Yeah, and a job as an
top
engineer
40
at Chenier.
band.
Yeah. One of the young men I know is an engineer at one of the big companies, and he is in like 4 bands, maybe 5.
How much water is he using?
And he's also not much. He's always out playing, and he drinks beer.
Well, I had a bass player.
Well, there you go.
Moved out of town in 4 bands.
Yeah,
lost the bass player, yeah.
they lost
Yeah, the
the
bass
bands,
player
lost
left.
their
Bass player got a girlfriend, quit showing up, and they.
That's what they do. It's like sheet rockers.
That's all.
What
That's
do you
how it
call
always happens.
Bass player without a girlfriend, homeless.
Oh my goodness, how we doing over there, Alex?
Looking good. First segment's going to be 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Get the audio ready. Y'all ready to roll?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody who's been listening on Island Moon Live. I know I've seen a few people jump in and out, so it's good. We are glad you're here. And
Well, I expected an angry parent to come running in the door when we
Right,
started
I know.
talking about e-bikes or riding in on an
We're
e-bike.
writing everybody to tell us that, but no. Chief Markle seemed pretty calm and relaxed about the whole thing. Like,
Well,
Exactly.
it's landed in his lap.
Yeah.
It'll work itself out.
I think so.
Well, I've been hitching down 281 before they even built 37.
all right, welcome back to Island Moon Live. We are here on a beautiful, kind of cloudy, kind of Mexican ag hazy
A lot sticky.
It feels like it's getting ready to rain.
Island Moon
Yeah.
Thursday.
If
I know.
only.
But it'll have to get through the Mexican smoke.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're if you're tuning in on the radio, welcome back. We broadcast from our Waterline studio here just below Dock Seafood and Steaks every Thursday. We talk about things going on in Padre Island, Port Aransas, Flower Bluff, and the Coastal Bend as a whole. There's a lot happening. We've got one of a champion of industry with us. And a champion who likes to blow things up. Nick Colosi with Island Blast is here, and Bob Paulson with
Coastal Bend
Industry Association. Not anything to do with the ports at all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and
they're in there.
if you want to have a good image, you got to talk to Bob. And if you need a good image or some proper branding, you need to talk to Ted at Impact Marketing. He's down there off of 423 Schatzel Street downtown. They've got a little showroom. You can see all the different products and things they have. You need shirts. You need embroidery. You can go to impactmarketingcc.com to see all of their inventory, what they can do. Safety gear, technology, you name it. It's time to get some stuff personalized for that gathering or family outing or, business, team building exercise. 2026 is coming up, and you want to get everybody together. Go see Ted at Impact Marketing. Those guys are amazing. He does great work. I know I've got a couple Ted Impact caps sitting in the truck right now. They are at 887-9300.
Ted should start making stickers that say street legal, and you could put them on the electric bike. Yeah.
You can get both your pro-decel and anti-decel t-shirts there.
You cover all the bases.
When a war starts, we sell bullets.
Well, so if you missed the earlier hour of the show, we had Captain Fraser and Chief Markle talking about e-bikes. It's worth going back to get yourself clear on the rules if you want to go back on YouTube and watch that later.
Or in the Island Moon, this has a whole big graphic that you put in there.
Yes, that's right.
pretty obvious about what's legal and what's not.
You can go to islandmoon.com and check that out.
So Bob, you've kind of been the out of town face of Corpus Christi.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see you popping up everywhere.
So
you've done what? Wall Street Journal, Texas Tribune,
Wall Street Journal, Texas Tribune, Houston Chronicle, AP, CNN,
New York
and
Times.
then you got a side
Politico.
swipe from an outfit in Houston the other day.
Yes,
I saw.
indeed.
That was a cheap shot. But you should have called me. I could have warned you against that bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, he knew. He just wanted to talk to anybody.
I'll talk to everybody once.
So what is the most common question? And I bring that up for people who don't know, because of your involvement with desal over the years. As this story has caught traction all over the country, out of town media is calling, wanting to know, are we going to run out of water? What the heck's going on down there? And they end up at your doorstep.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the number one question now is, are you going to run out of water? And
Who's to blame?
And who's to blame? That's a big one. And my answer, especially to the second one, is Mother Nature at this point.
Right.
Because we're in year 5 of a drought. They want to know what the refineries and the chemical plants are doing to reduce their water use on one hand, and then also find supplemental supplies.
Right.
With an eye toward, are you going to be able to continue to operate, or because that ties into the larger Texas national and now global markets for energy that comes out of Corpus Christi, right? So refined products and LNG are a hot topic. And what I tell them is that going all the way back to 2022, when Stage 1 was announced, all the plants, all the large volume water users started doing the same things that the regular, every citizen in Corpus Christi was asked to do. So, stop your landscape watering, cut back on vehicle washes, equipment washes, switch to salt water. They increased leak detection and repair. They cycled up their cooling towers. So the number one water use at refineries and chemical plants is for cooling, and so they most of them use cooling towers, and so normally the water cycled through like 4 or 5 times, and now they're trying to cycle up to 6 or 7 times.
Right.
And that's kind of the biggest tool that they've got right now.
Does the media calling from out of town hear that message? Do they? I mean, they all come with their own agenda, right?
What I find is that people are not really aware of how long this has been going on, and then all of the things that are get done. So like this, when I run through a big long litany of everything that industry has been doing, what I find is that
they catch part of it, or only some of it catches their attention.
Right.
And so what you see is like one or two things.
Right.
And not even necessarily the big things.
Yeah.
So and to that point, so they've been, and as the drought has continued, I mean, they're looking really kind of like at everything that they do with their plant with an eye toward taking out water from the process.
Right.
And and they've been planning for quite some time now about regarding curtailment.
Right.
And so to the extent that that they can't remove the water to be able to operate within their allocation, then they've sought supplemental supply. So they
And
start.
what does that look like? Is there such a thing? I keep hearing about like floating desal plants or temporary desal. Is that realistic?
Well, yes, and it's been looked at. The problem with a lot of the solutions is lead time, right? So because we live in a semi-arid area and we've had 4 either droughts or good dry periods over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
A lot of the low-hanging fruit has been engineered out, right? So going all the way back to the 80s, you see a lot of activity where the plants start doing the things that we all kind of do now, and you see the needle move.
Right.
But then it happens again in the 90s, and then it happens again in 2010, and really the whole business environment changed so that they had adopted an approach where with every turnaround cycle, so every 3 to 5 years, they're looking at how do I, what kind of technology is available,
Prepare
what
for
kind of
what's
projects
coming.
can I put in to improve my efficiency. So you see a lot of the water's been engineered out. But
I was going to say, tell people what the turnaround cycle is who might not understand what that is.
okay, well,
I used to work those.
yeah.
You
So
make a lot of
turnaround
money.
cycle. I mean, that's a major. Yeah, it's a major maintenance period. And so you're either bringing a part of the plant, or in some cases, all of the plant down for a period of time, and you're doing maintenance and upgrades and maybe expansions.
They work
and all
around the
those
clock,
kinds of
work
things.
12-hour shifts because when it's
Yeah,
down,
that's-
it's not making the cash register.
That's when.
shuts
That's when
down.
if you're driving down I-37, you see all those what are normally empty fields, and you're like, I wonder what those are for. And then
Yeah.
during a turnaround, they're
Yeah.
like stuffed full of cars.
That's
because
good. It was a good job
there's another
between
1,000
semesters in college. You can make enough money
contractors
to
showing
get
up.
by. What's the main line of communication between the port and the industries at the port and the city as the regional water supplier?
Sure.
Is there regular communication there? And what form does it
Oh,
take?
absolutely. The most regular communication is a regular meeting that we've got with the CC Water staff, and that's been going on again for probably 4 years.
And
As it's related to kind of water usage. Before that, I mean, we met regularly, kind of talking about water projects in general,
Right.
Inner Harbor specifically at times. So yeah, and back in the day, I mean, those were kind of quarterly meetings.
Yeah.
Then they became sort of monthly meetings.
Right.
And now we're like every other week meetings.
And are you
And
talking about conservation stuff? Or are you talking about long-term desal?
It's a mix.
plants,
It's a
or-
mix of all of that. So the city's interested in what kinds of projects are underway that will affect the demand curve.
Right.
The city's interested, or the industry's interested in what's the progress on the emergency supply projects and the long-term supply
Right.
projects. We regularly remind folks, or try to remind them, that we cannot lose sight of the long-term solution, because the long-term solution is what really sort of endbounds the problem period, right? So, we sort of had a conversation a year ago or 8 months ago that said, well, the Inner Harbor desal plant's not going to really help us. It's going to take too long to build. But by not having by having the
knowing it's
completion
coming.
date moving further into the future, you prolong the period that you've got to figure out how you're going to live on emergency
Right.
supplies.
Right.
And so, the hope was that the Evangeline groundwater project would be something that could come on sooner and meet basically the same kind of
Right.
supply addition
It's
to the
not
system.
been able to produce as much as they thought.
Well, right now, I mean, everybody
they can produce
obviously-
it, but they can't deliver it because they can't get it down the river.
I'm talking about Evangeline. So this is into the Mary Rose pipeline. This is this is the project that has alarmed all of the
Like Sinton.
Sinton and all the surrounding
They had a
communities and other
hearing on that
landowners
this
and
week.
all. Tuesday. Yeah. So the inbound is
Evangeline
important.
supposed to be a short-term solution or a long-term solution? That's supposed to be more temporary, right?
It's part of our portfolio. They're just, I think they've got it maxed out right now. We're trying to get it maxed out to help that kind of bridge the gap. As far as what I know.
No, that's right.
Okay.
Now it's going to have to come in phases, and so early on it's like 4 million, and then another million, and then another couple million, and that's as the wells are developed and all that. But the plan for the ultimate size of that project was like around 25 million gallons a day.
We've got to take a break, but when we come back, I want to get to what you see happening in the short term. Before we get these plants online, we're looking at between now and the end of the year. I think that's what's front of mind right now.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that when we get back.
She faced the swell of a local hurricane. Took the falls like you've never seen. Left a rash where there was a bikini. Texas Surfer Girl. Texas Surfer
I wash one of the kids every week.
9,000 gallons, I think, a week, or a month, or whatever it was. I don't even know how much I use.
You'll have to bring up the point we get on there about like the baseline.
Over the past 4 years, we averaged 2,000 a month.
I'm thinking I'm in that.
Which is nothing.
No, I know.
That's-
We're
that's
low, we're
what we
low
have
too.
a wheel now.
Yeah.
Well, I have a pool, but it's not very big, so I don't think I use that much.
Yeah.
But I am going to have to cover it.
Yeah, well, Anne Marie brought the question is that if we only use 2,000 gallons and they say your limit is 5,000 gallons,
You're good. You're good. You
Do
don't
we
get.
have to cut? How can you cut back? from
Sell it to
2,000
your
gallons?
neighbor.
You can do the ordinary
the water rights
things, the
business.
low-hanging fruit things, and then if everybody, most people, as Bob will point out, most people are under that. Most people aren't going to be affected. by
Well, I
it.
was just
actually
wondering-
in aggregate, as he can explain.
So-
in aggregate, people are under that.
listens.
I can't
So,
help it. You're
which is
talking
why
about it
you
all
get
day long, every day.
You connect your
There
neighbor's
are
house
people like
who
him are
needs
way low,
water
and some people are
through
over.
one
But up
line.
here,
You put it
residents
on
aren't
one
going to be
meter,
the issue.
and you
And
average
that's
out
why
the
Bob Hall Pier is bloody, because we can't wash it because of the water shortage.
money right there.
That's it. Yeah.
Do we have
Oh, is that
saltwater
why?
hoses?
Yes.
Do we have saltwater hoses?
All right.
No, they're regular freshwater, as far as I
Oh,
know.
why don't we
Uh-oh.
have saltwater hoses on Bob Hope here?
I have
to
no
rinse?
idea.
Pipes wouldn't last long.
There has to be some way you can make that work.
No,
The
just,
shark-
the
just
water's
lower
right
a
there.
bucket and
Yeah,
pick it
I
back
know.
up. Yeah, that's
Lower a bucket.
You can't drill a hole through them.
Yeah.
all right.
No more holes in the pier.
Yeah. Here's a report of some additional holes showing up in the pier.
Oh, for the love of God.
Well, charge
Oh, wow.
charge $10 per rod will solve that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can get to that when we're talking about what we're. I
Yeah.
mean, we're trying to get to the.
We'll do
point
that
where
in
you
the
get
last
fence-
segment.
Get the concession up and the gate and all that. And I think once there's
Once there's a gate.
once there's some control and there's
And
a more
there's somebody
permanent
there,
presence, I think that a lot of that will
Yeah.
will kind of take care of itself.
Right. I'm sorry, Debbie. We're elbowing back and forth.
All
I'm
right.
left-handed,
Uh,
and she's
uh-oh.
trying to.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the wrong side of
Yeah.
my seat. I have
Hey,
to lean way forward.
This is
Glad
radio.
you're
That's
not
how it
eating
goes.
spaghetti.
All right. Segment 2, 10 minutes. You guys about ready?
Yep.
And we are back on Island Moon Live. Dale, you were just kind of you closed us out talking about kind of what future plans or the
Well, desal gets eats up a lot of the space in the room as far as the discussion goes. But what we're facing now is a short-term issue between now and right now. The date is September.
In September, right?
What do you see happening there? Where are we going to be September 15th?
Yeah, it's hard to tell because we like we were talking about before. We've got a little bit of rain coming in, and it all depends on how much rain.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Boy, hope is not a plan.
Well, I know. We talk about that all the time. Hope
Yeah.
is not a method.
Yeah.
And like was brought up at the council meeting on this past Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think it was Carolyn Vaughn who was like, I'll bet you that those industries have been preparing for a long time, and she's
They have.
exactly right.
Yeah.
They've been preparing for a long time, mostly because as they tried to implement their initial ideas to reduce their water use, and it didn't really move the needle for a variety of reasons. Mostly heat and water quality related.
Right.
Really hot
But
in
aren't-
23,
but
and water
some of-
quality makes it hard to recycle water.
They've been preparing, and so this is they're just you're seeing these municipal wastewater effluent projects.
Yeah.
Coming on. They're accelerating
Seems
their
like we should
schedule.
have done that a long time ago.
Yeah, it was really always the economics, and so
Yeah.
now it's the economics are not that important. It's
Yeah.
the access
Right
to the
now,
water,
right.
and it's like we've got to come off the municipal system. We've got to come off as much as we can, certainly as much as we need to meet the 25%
Right.
curtailment.
Are there? It seems to me like it would be easier for certain industries at the port to meet that 25% cut than others. Liquid
Yes.
natural gas has a particular issue, right? It's tough for them. They can't just shut the plant down and start it back up.
Yeah, all of the process plants are like that, right? So refineries, chemical plants, LNG, they don't respond well to being
Yeah.
shut all the way down and then turned all the way back up. And so actually, Cheniere, does not use that much water in comparison. I mean, mostly because of a decision they made when they were building that plant. They incorporated a technology that was, I think, relatively new at the time from GE on how to cool their turbines that they were going to use, and they cut their expected water demand by 90%.
Wow!
So in the realm of the large volume water user, they're down at the very bottom. They're not. They're just in the zone of large volume water users.
Are most
and,
of
and they've been making preparations too. And most of the plants, the plants are telling me that it is not going to be easy, and they are working really hard to get projects in and to get water, to do things to cut their water needs. But they're saying that they're optimistic that what they're doing they'll be able to get done in time. And they're optimistic that the steps that they're
Well, they
taking
really
allow
at this
them
point,
to
that's what you got to do.
meet
right?
the allocation.
Hope for the best, prepare
Right.
for the worst.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. And so,
wait, just to be clear, you're saying that industry does have to curtail just the same as residents do.
Well,
They
actually,
have the same requirement, like they have to reduce their.
oh yeah,
Yeah, just because there's so
That's
many people
exactly
out there
right.
who are going on and saying that industry doesn't have to do it and
But-
we do. I just want to make it clear that industry is preparing to do that,
Well,
and they
I'll make-
are going to do that.
But people don't know that what happens when industry uses less, we have to pay more because
Yes.
we get a shortage.
Yes,
so
Bob, explain that to us.
And people
Explain
don't
about
realize
that.
it's like, oh,
no.
they're using so much
Which is
water.
why, to your point, Dale, why they didn't stop getting off the municipal water system earlier, because what would happen, Bob?
well, the system has a lot of fixed costs, and the way that you keep water rates down in a system that's got a lot of fixed costs is that you spread those costs over a lot of
users.
gallons of water sold.
You want volume.
You want
Yeah.
volume, and so one of the risks here is that if industry puts in projects and they find that meets their needs, at the end of
8 million
this,
gallons here, 5
they
million
may
gallons
not
there.
they may
won't come
not
back
be
on.
coming back on the
So
system.
you want economies
So-
of scale, and to achieve that, you need industry.
Well, you need users, you need water
Yeah,
payers, you need ratepayers.
Yeah, you need ratepayers, and if without them, the rates are going to go up.
Well, a lot of correct me if I'm wrong on the background, I remember over the years, there were a lot of take-or-pay contracts that went out to industry with the anticipation that the regional water provider, the city, was going to build desal plants to provide the water. Now we're into that process. The desal plants haven't materialized. The take-or-pay contracts are still there, and I assume industry is probably using most of that water because they planned for it. They cut back where they can, but
Well-
they have contracts.
Well, there's only a couple of them that have contracts, and the big one is Gulf Coast Growth Ventures, and they actually, I think their original contract, so their original planned average daily consumption back in 2016 through construction was 20 million gallons a day, and that's a number that has stuck with people.
They don't actually use that.
when they finally got the plant built and they started operating, I think they were somewhere around 15, and that was like the take or pay was
Gotcha.
15 million
Oh,
gallons
okay.
a day. And then as they ramped up their operations and had an opportunity to optimize plant performance and kind of dial things in, they got down to about 12 and a half. So they're 12 and a half to 13 and a half million. So that's like a 25 to 30+% reduction in the amount of water.
That's
So-
under their take or pay.
So they actually renegotiated their take or pay. That's one of the provisions to incentivize large volume users
You
and
get
probably
to now,
anybody
you can renegotiate.
is that you're like, look, we're open to renegotiate. If you can figure out if you can figure out how to use less water, then we will entertain a request to renegotiate and reset the levels on your take or pay. And so Gulf Coast Growth Ventures, I think last year,
Actual new developments in the port, or I assume that there's a lot of people hitting the pause button.
we're not hearing a lot from people looking to develop here at the moment. Even from
No, I
even
heard
from
you-
companies that are here presently that are that have opportunities to expand. We've had some that have stuck around for some new entrants that have stuck around for quite a long while, but we just there's just not enough certainty about the available supply of water, so they're looking elsewhere.
Which is exactly what the anti-desal crowd is trying to create.
That is what they say. That is what they say.
So they say that's what they're after.
Sure. I'm all about let's have a conversation about what wants to be the future, but I think it'll have to go along to the way
Memes
that
and
it's
mobs.
not the way that it's carried out right now.
Yeah. As over the last year, you're in the middle of this on a day. Basis has there been less or more progress made, would you say, in terms of at one point there was this, it looked like the port was going to kind of go its own way, or the port industry would kind of go their own way. Then that all went back to the city, and that's kind of where it's been for the last, I'd say, 2 years. The city's been driving the bus, trying to get the permits and all of that, and that's kind of where it's stalled.
Yeah, it actually goes back a little bit further than that. I mean, once the region went into the Water Development Board for SWIFT funding, you needed to decide who would be the project sponsor. And as a regional water provider, the city of Corpus Christi was the natural choice for that. And so, going back to 2018. But you're right. I mean, one of the frustrations is that the longer it's been a city project, the more it sort of
It gets into the
it
political
functions
side
like a city
and-
project.
Right.
And so we lost a lot of momentum.
What we're talking about here is the once you get into the political side, things start to you can kick up dust much easier.
Right. But I mean, on the other hand, it's like that's the process, and big projects like this, especially if they're kind of the first of its kind, they take a while, and you've got to work through a lot of stuff, and so that's it.
Speaking of kicking up dust, when we get back, we're talking with Bob Paulson. We're going to go over some of the myths and misinformations and some of the hilarious rumors that we have surrounding around water, and he's going to set some stuff straight. Everybody hold fast.
Texas Supergirl. She rides a boat and she stands so tall. She says it proud with that Texas drawl.
This is what we talk about all day.
Border rams are strong.
I bet.
Border rams are strong.
Yeah.
Talking
Perfect.
about that
Perfect. Absolutely.
Texas Supergirl.
Yeah.
Texas Supergirl.
Yeah.
Texas Supergirl.
We need to make
Texas
sure
Supergirl.
like the residents are generally speaking like
Border rams is strong.
Already in there.
yeah, and that they're the priority. Ultimately, they are the priority. So, Nick, are we ready for the 4th of July?
Depends on how you look at it. And that,
The answer to everything is it depends.
It's an economics
All right.
question now,
Yeah,
apparently.
we have all of our permits, licenses, and all that in order.
Okay.
So
That's a start.
That's really way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, and we did our payment at Christmas time or
Yes, we
whatever it
did.
was. Yeah.
Thank you to Pinky's Plumbing.
Oh,
We
nice.
We met the down payment. Without them, we wouldn't have made it.
Oh no, I thought Valero kicked some in too.
They did. Yeah, it took them 2 months to get us some money. They
Oh.
couldn't get it in time for the
Oh,
down
for the
payment.
okay, so it's applied
So
to here.
Pinky
Okay.
came in without them,
crazy.
It would have been
Nice.
no down payment.
They've done a lot of positive things in the community.
Valero kicked in $5,000.
Nice.
gonna
that
go-
was 2 months afterwards.
Yeah.
But again, without
But
them,
that'll
we're
help
still
the
not
next
running
payment.
now.
That'll help the next payment. Yeah.
We're about 8,000 behind right now.
Okay.
If it wasn't for Valero, we would be way
We'd be
behind.
7,000 behind. Yeah. So how much more do we need?
About 2,000.
Okay.
2
So
months.
2 months. All right.
we should
Yeah.
get that. The problem is the individual people donations have absolutely dried up.
Okay.
If I get a check a week and the check is for $25,
Yeah.
thank you so much. but
What do you want, a fixed income? Come on.
We need more than that to pay the
Yes.
bill.
Yeah.
So, and my favorite topic is the businesses contribute nothing. That's really a sore point, that the island businesses do nothing.
Well, right now realtors aren't doing really well,
No.
and restaurants are having a hard time.
Restaurants are getting
Yeah.
And gardeners are having a hard time because there's nobody needing their lawn mowed because you can't water it.
Yeah.
And their
Yeah.
workers are been deported. That's what I learned from my guy.
Yeah. Or they're afraid they will be deported, so they don't want
Yeah,
to come,
because I said,
come out.
hey, Carlos, haven't seen you in a long time. Because he had like 3 crews running back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, he had four clients, and
Yeah.
he just showed up by himself at my house.
Oh man.
Well, they're doing. I listened to the thing on NPR this morning. Got a farm organizer guy. And they're all hurting for labor.
Yeah.
Because in the past, it was always when they did roundups, they stayed away from farms. This time they didn't
yeah.
do that. And then the price of fertilizer. has
Great.
gone up.
Now the price of
So now they're giving
tomatoes
Yeah,
is going to go
everybody's
up.
getting squeezed.
Everything's going to go
So
up.
now your organic farming over there in Maine, where you get all your good potatoes and
I
blueberries,
do.
are going to be all.
I do.
They'll be all jacked up.
And it is green out toward.
Yeah, you always pay more for those anyway.
Oh,
I
yeah.
drove out there today. It was brown last week. Today,
Yeah.
everything is green as far as you.
Yeah,
can see.
man, that
Oh, your
rain.
backyard,
Our
yeah.
backyard looks like Jumanji jungle.
It does.
I mean, it is
It does.
unbelievable. It just grew like that,
Right
and
out
it
there
is
in the
nasty.
lawnmower.
We have a little push mower because it's a little tiny, and then we after we get
Don't
the
tell
push
me you
mower.
don't have a real mower. do
No,
you?
after we
Oh,
got
yeah.
the push
Yeah, yeah.
mower, because we thought, oh, it'll be fun. It's just a little tiny push. We realized that if the grass is too high,
You
it
can't-
doesn't work. So
no,
you wake up in the morning, you're
And
like,
the grass
"We
grows.
can't
It
do
grows. It
It
grows
grows
inches.
overnight.
You got to do
Overnight
that
with a-
invert thing where you just push it diagonally and then get it back down level, and yeah.
They had to give you
chomp away at it.
Yeah.
I weed
How
whack,
many
baby.
segments
Yeah.
we got
He
left?
literally
Hobbs?
does the
We got 2 segments, one at 11:30, one at 9 minutes 30.
11:39. So we probably should do one of those if we want to catch up on Bob Hall,
Okay.
and then we.
And give Nick a few minutes.
Where's the
to do it.
second story on the restaurant? What's this?
That's the second story.
Okay.
It fell through a hole.
so you
It's
wanna-
not drilled.
You, quiet.
I haven't even looked at the agenda for the park board.
I
so
have.
I don't
I got it
know.
right here.
I don't know what's on it.
Okay. So we can
So why don't we do that?
11:30. Where are we
That's
going?
the
Park
longer
board.
segment, right?
Hmm.
That's the longer segment.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Yeah,
We're going to come back to water.
we can if you want, or
Okay.
we can
Yeah,
stay
we
on.
I got a
Couple
couple of big
more-
points.
All right, then let's
Okay.
stay
Well,
on the water.
because we were going to
We'll
go over
transition.
some myths and rumors.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. You did. You
Yeah.
pre-sold.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You ready?
Light of the
Yep.
little-
And ahoy! Welcome back to Island Moon Live from our beautiful Waterline studio here at Doc Seafood and Steaks, right at the base of the JFK Causeway. Tyler Thorson, Dale Rankin, Nick Colosi, Bob Paulison, Debbie Noble, and my name is Jacob Oggs. And there's 2 little Oggs sighting running around with my wife showing up. Running around. So
right.
before the break, we were talking about some of the big misinformation that's going out there. I know people say that Corpus Christi is out of water. Is that a fact or is that a myth?
Myth.
Okay.
We're surrounded by it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We have water.
Well, what have we not covered, Bob? As we talk about this about on with
I think
regard to water problem.
the big thing gets back to are the residents the priority? And because there's been a lot of I don't know, a lot of conversation about that and a lot of concern. All right, understood. And I having sat through city council meetings,
Yeah.
And workshops, and with my interaction with the plant managers, even at the work they're doing. I mean, people are the priority, and I mean, that's it's clear from the council discussion, even Tuesday. It's
Right.
clear from earlier workshop conversations. And that's one of the reasons that industry is working so hard and preparing,
Yeah.
because they know that 25% curtailment, is coming. It's going to be applied, and they're going to have
That's
to
good.
respond.
That-
I have a
And
question.
so-
I have a question. So if we get to that point, in September, October, whatever, and we have this 25%, what happens to a company that doesn't do it? Like the first month comes by and they didn't meet it. What happens? Maybe we don't know exactly, but in theory,
Yeah,
what happens?
they're still working on the details. But I will tell you that in our meetings and again, sitting in on workshops and in city council meetings, if you're not complying with your allocation, CCW will be monitoring. And Nick mentioned this a lot Tuesday,
Yeah.
where it's like we're setting ourselves up to be able to look at real time meter readings,
Right.
and we'll know exactly where people are.
Not residents, talking to the companies.
And they will. There's only 15 or 20 large volume users total.
They'll be
so
tracking
they'll know.
those.
So they'll be looking very closely. And Miles has said it. Peter has said it, and industry fully expects it that they will be monitored, and if they are not complying, they will be notified of that fact. And there may be some consultation, but that consultation is largely you got to
Right.
get back on track.
Or-
And if they can't get back on track, they could be removed from the system
Right.
and have no water.
Well, that-
and
yeah.
as
No,
recently as the NBC piece, and I think since
Yeah.
then, Peter's like, we're trying to strike the balance.
Right.
But if industry can't do what it needs to do, we're going to enforce. We're going to enforce our policies.
It is going to take us, our region, a while to live this down. I mean, this has happened to us. We brought it on ourselves, and here we are. And what I saw, you mentioned the council meeting Tuesday. We're about to wade off into the details of how to ration residential areas, and it's going to get prickly.
Yeah, that was another interesting point. That's kind of another. It was an interesting thing to watch because Nick in his presentation showed the chart. Actually, I think goes back to the previous workshop, where they're looking at what the anticipated impacts are to the various rate classes. And if
Yeah.
you look at that slide in his presentation, residents are zero. Right, so they apply. This is the post.
Right.
We've applied a 25% curtailment world. So we're looking at what each rate class has as its allocation, and what the difference is. And you see, residential doesn't register. Well, that's because residents are already below. 5,250 gallons times 91,000 plus accounts.
Right.
That overall water usage is below the
That 25%,
if everybody was
yeah.
as a rate class. So
You're saying it's like an individual might not meet that, but in aggregate, the whole. All
so
of
there
residents
are
do.
so there are some people that are probably not saving water. There are some people who have a lot of people in their households.
Right. That's
who
where
won't,
the rub is coming.
And I think, and again, I was really encouraged because it really kind of the tone that Nick had, where it's so important that we have, and we the collected residents and everybody here who gets water from Corpus Christi start being able to understand how a level 1 water emergency would unfold.
Yeah.
And that absence of information up until recently has been really a source of anxiety and a lot of the conversation and a lot of the concern. And so now that we have that, even though it's not perfect, and staff admits that it's not perfect, they're like, hey, we are open to talk to anybody. We are not looking at implementing this until in the fall. We have time to work through details and make sure that it's fair for everyone. And so that's all really encouraging. And I think that
back to what Debbie was saying, you have an aggregate level in residential, But if you got 10 people in your household, meeting that 5,250 gallons is going to be a lot harder than if it's just 2 people.
Right. So I'll just repeat what Nick said, which I thought was really good. So they can work through try to work through the details of how you allocate based on how many people are in a household. But what the city is already doing, and according to what was said at the meeting on Tuesday, some people are already taking advantage of, is that there's a waiver, an exception program, a provision in the drought contingency plan, and if you have special needs, special circumstances that require more water than the standard allocation, all you need to do is fill out the form and get it into city.
Somebody's
and
got to process all of that.
Well, that is right now kind of the weak point, right? And you end up with a lot
of paper.
So it would be a lot easier to go, okay, if you've got 10 people in your house, you get your allocation
and the
is
different
higher.
classes. You got 4 teenage girls. It's
So,
like, oh, damn.
No, I admit that. I admit that. But
what I saw there Tuesday, back to your point, that what I saw is it kind of went from the water wonk side of the fence, say, where, okay, we got to get to this amount because this is how much water we got. This is not negotiable. This is all we got. Now it's moved over to the political side where it's coming back to the council. Well, I got 5 kids, and somebody like myself, it's just me and my wife. I don't need 5,250. So how does that work? How do we make that work?
That's why they didn't vote on it.
We
That's
are.
why they punted it. They're still working on that.
Yeah,
and I think
we're still working on that.
They're trying to make that work out.
That's where we are, I think, right now, and that's very political.
So
that's a good place to be. We're trying to make it just.
It's happening as we walk down to a political season where every seat on the council is up for election. You put all that into the mix, and you're good. It's going to be a volatile political season.
Yes, but what gives me some optimism though after sitting in that meeting again is back to the chart where the projected residential rate class impact, what the residents would have to contribute in terms of additional cuts because of the curtailment is right now zero. So there is an opportunity to be able to come up with a solution that is maybe a little bit more straightforward than filling out paperwork and going through all the processing and all that stuff.
Do you see,
but I think it's definitely doable based on that slide.
Do you see San Antonio and Austin, other communities, kind of mirroring? Like, if we can do this and it works, do you think they'll get to that point?
Boy, that is a good question. I don't know. So far, I don't know how much. Well, I'm sure I'm sure they're watching us.
Yeah.
We're the canary in the coal mine, or the first Indian into the fort, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think more like Moneyball, right? The first guy through the wall always gets bloody. And I mean, that's been one of the problems that the staff has had, is that there's so few examples of this ever getting to this point. And
when I saw from the staff Tuesdays, they've teed it up pretty well. Now it's up to the council to decide whose ox is going to get gored. That's kind of where we are, because now it's moved over to each household. How are we going to? And it is going to require some bureaucracy as people file for exemptions. How are you going to? You're going to have to verify all of that stuff. Yeah. You're like talking about creating an appraisal district in 3 months.
Right. Mm-hmm. But I will say that there's one ox that's going to get gored, and it's large volume water users. It's 25%. Both Corpus Christi water direct customers, those that are customers of San Pat Water District, it's 25%. And you can go through and look and see exactly what that impact's going to be. And like I said earlier, it's a small group. The city leadership knows who the leaders are at those plants.
They got their phone numbers.
They got their phone numbers, and they're going to be watching. And so, again, the plants understand that.
Yeah.
And they're ready to do what they need to do.
If we're sitting here 10 years from now having this conversation, where are we? Will we have desal? Will this go away with desal plants? Where's the plane land?
Man,
can you tell?
Well, I think by then we'll definitely have desal.
Do you know if you were going to be a betting man, where will the plant be?
Well, I think the first one is going to be and should be in the Inner Harbor. That plant was specifically conceived to be the most affordable desal that you can have, marine or seawater desal, and it was also conceived to meet the 4 critical criteria of any water supply project, at least from the perspective of the plant managers and the association, and that's that, it increases it's a reliable supply of water, it is affordable, it is able to be produced in an environmentally responsible way, and that it produces good quality water, and it meets all of those criteria, and it's got permits. Not
Right.
just from
That's a big
TCQ. The
deal.
discharge permit was approved by EPA.
Yeah.
Or not. It was reviewed by EPA, and in the process, whatever the action that they could take was to object to it, and they.
Well, I hear
said
the
they
music
wouldn't.
coming
They
up.
didn't anyway.
But
And it's got funding.
I want to talk about the state's role in this briefly when we come back.
Okay.
Outstanding. Island Moon Live. We'll be back in a sec. Everybody hold fast.
And what a
See, I can fish and surf all day. But when the weather's right with the thoughts for life, I wanna be with my baby. Ain't enough just to say. You gotta get up, you gotta get around and play. It's Oceanside, baby. Oh, oh, oh. In our Oceanside, baby.
Brownsville in that area where the SpaceX is going. They're putting in something like that. They had some of the permits already worked out for, because Jay was telling us he's been working on it with the FAA down there. It may be the refinery or maybe the.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
It's
some
probably
people have
refinery.
asked me, like, why is it going down there? I mean, well, there's a couple of possibilities. They're not in great shape. The water supply is not in great shape either because of drowning. That's one. But
Yeah, and then the other
a lot
one's
of
the
people
population.
down there. There's a new refinery that they're expecting to build. And then you've got SpaceX. Not that SpaceX. But they're building. But right, they're growing that community that they've got down there. So, any or all of those could be.
They're building whole
Part of the
towns
answer.
and bringing in people, and
And that could be one
And
of the
they're real.
reasons that maybe it's affordable.
Real people in real towns.
Not just like our
because,
stunt food.
It will be servicing the refinery, and the refinery's not, 20 miles away. I mean, that's one of the problems with Harbor Island. In the past, been one of the problems with Barney Davis is that it's got ready access to the Gulf for intake and discharge, which is great, but the question is, how do you move the product water? And it's like, because that's a lot of water.
They say
Those
the
are big
lines at Harbor
pipelines.
Island is $300 million to get that into the system. But
What did you
it
do?
seems to me like
Climbing around with
that's
this.
ultimate.
Okay. Oh, careful. No, leave it.
Plant at Harbor Island. I mean, scale it up.
Sure, but that's
gonna take a while.
That's
we
Miss
need something
Debbie.
a little bit sooner.
All right. Last
Yeah.
segment. 9 minutes 30 seconds. Josie. Okay. Hey, careful. Go back by mom.
It's like this whole hour's been the lightning round.
Yeah.
See?
It goes fast.
What happens when you have 6
We'll
mics?
show you
Yeah.
leftover my worse.
All right.
Nick hasn't said anything yet.
9:30. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
She's got sparkles
And
on.
welcome back to Island Moon Live. It's another beautiful Island Moon Thursday here from our Waterline studio at Doc Seafood and Steaks. Nick Colosi,
Radio Kid.
Bob Paulson, and Josie Kate showing up, joining
Our
us.
new co-host, Josie.
Right. Just before the break, we were getting to finish out some of the myths and misinformation about what's going on in our water situation. And Dale, you brought up kind of the next steps with the state. What was your
Yeah,
kind
just
of
where?
question?
What is the state's role in desal here? They come and they go. It seems like there's money there, right?
Yes. I mean, I think it's still developing. Before, Corpus Christi is the first seawater desal plant in Texas. It's a municipal plant,
Right.
And so working through the whole, SWIFT process and everything like that has been new. And with the last session, maybe the last two sessions, where there's a growing realization that you need more larger plants, and so where are you going to put them, and how are you going to convey all that water? I think that the state anticipates it's going to have a larger role. I think it will, it'll step up and fulfill
I would
that
think
role.
I would think you'd have the state emergency management folks look into some of these outside areas that if they run out of water, that's what the first people you look for is emergency management, going like, okay, well, who gets priority on what?
Yeah. I think that that if there's an upside to the publicity that we're getting now for being the first city in this position, it may be that we will be the point of the spear for a solution.
That would be
I
nice.
hope-
That would be good.
I hope so.
That sounds really good.
That's that. I hope it's that kind of positive outcome, that we fight our way through this, but in the end, we figure out how to work together, and we actually land in a spot where other people do want to.
Well, we're downstream from
Look at us as an
Houston.
example.
I mean,
A good
downstream
example.
from Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas. They've all got water issues.
And
Makes
they're
perfect
using the
sense
water before it gets down here.
for us.
Like 30 times.
And speaking of water, you're on the Coastal Parks Board.
Yes.
And so you have a meeting this
right, we're
afternoon, which
shifting.
I don't think I'm going to be able to attend. Bring us up to speed on what's going on with Bob Hall Pier and Bolly Park and the restaurant facility there.
All right.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
Man, more lightning round. Okay, so we're shifting gears.
Yeah.
Apparently into high gear. All right.
Yeah.
So Bob Hall Pier is complete.
The pier part.
The pier part, right?
Yeah.
And that's open, and we all know that. And folks are enjoying it, and it's great, and we love the pier.
It's popular.
And what we hear is that the fishermen love the pier, and they're very happy with it. There are some holes that get drilled in the deck
Right.
occasionally. We don't like that so much.
Right.
We wish that would take care of itself, go away.
Right. Well, it's free for now.
It's free for now.
When will you start charging? What will the rates be? Do you know?
What we're working on right now is the concession building, which will be kind of the gatehouse in a small concession area that will be run by the county, and then the restaurant portion. So we're working with there's a contractor that's been identified. We've got most of the design done on that space
On the
and
restaurant?
on both.
On both. They're two separate things, yeah.
And that's moving
They've been doing
forward.
some work out there on the restaurant building. It looks like there've been some people on site. And when will the charge kick in? They originally said 90 days. Is that still a working number?
I don't know. I'll ask at the meeting.
It was around May 27th, from what I recall, about them
But
being the fee.
they're
going
waiting. They're
into
waiting till
effect.
the little concession area and.
But
Yeah,
if
we gotta
there's
get-
no
You
place
gotta
to
have
collect
a
it.
guy.
we gotta
You
get-
gotta have a
you
guy
can't-
there.
Yeah, we
That's
got to
what
get
I'm
we got to
saying.
get the little concession building constructed first.
We've been
and then
trying
we can put
to
gate and
calm
all
the
that
folks
stuff.
down, because it's like, look, you like, well, why did they open up the damn thing? You should have. It's like if you didn't open up the thing when
People are gonna use it anyway.
Use it anyway.
Well,
They're going to climb over the barricades.
So like, get
They're
over it.
already
There's
doing
not
that.
enough. There's not enough benches yet.
Yeah.
Tie your rod holders off with bungee cords. Don't drill a hole in the rails. It's not that hard.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Where are you on the restaurant? That was about to. The bid is in, right? And they've been out there doing some work. The next shoe to fall will be the concessionaire. A bidding on the
yes,
concessionaire.
yes, and I don't know when that's. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen. The one we've been working on recently is out at IB McGee.
I saw
on
that.
Horace Caldwell.
yeah.
So there was a rehab to the space out there. We put out an RFP. It's in. It's been evaluated.
It's
We should be
important.
very close to I guess determining and announcing who the concessionaire will be out there. That's what's occupied most of our time, and
Okay.
so we'll be shifting focus back here to this.
What
this
about
side of
Bolly
the island.
Park? Where are we on the Bolly Park Pavilion?
On Briscoe King.
Briscoe King.
Yeah, so
Briscoe
Briscoe
King,
King.
yeah.
So we've got we just got an update here couple of meetings ago on some design updates after the architect and engineer got together with like the city and the fire department and those kinds of things.
It's
And
funded,
so
right? It was funded through the TERS. The money is there.
yes,
to move
yes.
forward
And right
on
now,
Briscoe King.
similar to Bob Hall Pier, the TERS has been gracious and said that if you do experience some cost escalation, come back and tell us about it. We're not averse to giving you more money for that. But right now we're trying to work within.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did that once, and then they went back for design, and it went through the county commission. It sounds like that's pretty well worked out.
Yeah, it's pretty well worked out.
And so they're going out to bids, and then the next thing, I don't remember if they bid it. I don't think they did.
No, not yet.
And so that will be, you're looking at probably 5 to 6 months for that process, and then maybe some construction next year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Invite me back next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I'll ask all those questions because they're all on the meeting today.
Yeah.
The other thing we're talking, a lot of activity at Packery Channel Nature Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. People have been asking about that.
So there's some there's a living shoreline going in. There's some enhancements to the boardwalk.
That's already underway.
We're getting ready to get some information on road improvements and ADA improvements and some plans at the Texas Sea Life Center for improvements. So there's a lot of work going on out there.
Yeah.
So that's really great.
They're doing some expansion to the Texas Sea Life Center through the county coastal parks. And for those who aren't familiar, the County Coastal Parks Board is appointed by the commissioners. They are a separate entity under state law. The Coastal Parks Board they're separate from county government. And the plans at Bob Hall, Briscoe King, I.B. McGee, Horace Caldwell start at the Coastal Parks Board.
That is correct.
And they typically will move to the county commission for funding and whatever approval of contracts and that sort of thing. But you guys are the canary in the coal mine there.
We're the guys that do all of the initial and developmental work with our contractors, architects, and engineers, and get everything all figured out and packaged up. And then
do you know yet? I've heard back and forth. Is the existing building that's still there from the old Bob Hall? I know the foundation is going to be used. Do we know if the structure itself is going to remain yet? Or originally I heard they were going to tear it down. Then I heard they were going to try to.
Yeah, some of it will be. I think a lot of the roof line is going to change. So I think there's going to be work done up in the overhead there. The plan is to try to, if I remember correctly, and I'm sure somebody will send me a text here if I don't. I think the plan is to use as much of it as we can, again, to try to keep the cost under control.
Well, you guys have done it for $6 million, $6 or $8 million, I think, for Briscoe King is pretty. That's a pretty reasonable number for what you're building.
Well, for what we're going to get, I mean, you get some improvements to the old building, not much, not the whole building, but some office space and storage space in there. It stays. Improvements to the decking and whatnot in the whole area, and then the whole new building, which is I think going to be absolutely
that's a big
beautiful.
deal for the island.
Yeah, that's going to be great. That's going to be a great meeting space.
And you ran into some issues with.
Is it going to have sound baffling?
Yes,
we're going to use small amplifiers.
I know she's joking. We're
running a little short on time here.
I've done concerts in there. Nick, before we go, you've been sitting over here hogging up the mic.
You get 10 seconds.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Island Blast. Donate Island Blast.
We're doing good. We have all of our licenses and permits and all that in line. The only thing we need now is, of course, money.
Money. Send money. Send money now.
We're about $2,000 short right now.
$2,000.
Firework dollars. That's
Somebody
a lot of
pony that up.
GoFundMe and Island Blast. Thanks again to all our guests and everybody that came out. We are turning you back over. This is 1440 KEYS, Corpus Christi, and 98.7 FM. Island Moon out.
I don't know if we're bringing back the golf cart.
See, I can fish and surf all day. But when the moon is right with the phosphor light, I wanna be with my baby.
That thing's going to resume because there's a lot of moving parts.
Ben, careful. Prusky was on that boat.
Was he?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Moving her down to the T head. That's cool. Going downtown. Yeah. Yeah.
That would have cost us a yacht.
Brewski was on that there. Brother.
Well, that would be me.
Yeah. Red.